Right, and I think we are live. Good evening, everybody. Thank you very much for joining us live, and hello if you are watching this afterwards. As always, please let me know in the chat if you can hear me and see me okay, and welcome to a 3-player tutorial and playthrough of Imperial Steam, which I have to be honest, when Clay from Capstone Games first told me about this game months and months and months ago, before there was any information about it, I already got excited. Then when I saw all of the images of the game, I got even more excited. And having now played the game yesterday and today, I'm fed up with it now. Don't want to play anymore. No. Very much looking forward to a 3-player game, because I've only done two 2-player games beforehand. So Paul's played it before. Me and Paul played this afternoon. Rob hasn't played it before, but has spent the day reading through the rules multiple times.
Yes.
And he's very good at picking games up.
The day.
But we are going to do a full tutorial beforehand. So once this video has finished, I will put a timestamp in the description so that if you already know how to play, check out the description. There'll be a timestamp in there and you can skip ahead to when we start playing. But we're going to jump in and we're going to teach you how to play Imperial Steam. Now, the setup for this game is different depending on the number of players. And it is recommended for your first game that you used a fixed setup, and that's exactly what we're doing today. So a lot of the things we have done are because of the fixed setup. So first of all, if you look at the main board is covered in these city tiles. In the fixed setup, you actually put these city tiles, so these are the ones for a 3-player game, you put them on the matching numbered space. In the full game, you wouldn't do that. There are certain rules, you will shuffle them around and things like that. But we have gone with that as a fixed setup. What else is fixed? Where the crown tokens are. So where the crown tokens are, these are state ownership markers, I think, or something like that. They are fixed. Also, at the top of the board, which is it this button? It's this button, right? The top of the board is the round track, and these markers here, they are normally randomized, but those are fixed as well. These cubes here are randomized. So yeah, we've done that. And I'm trying to think what else is randomized. The contracts have been randomized. There's definitely something else. These, we're using fixed positions for these as well. But there is normally a method that you use with these cards. This will determine where the crowns go and also the starting influence of the 4 different hub cities. The hub cities are very important. These have got special backs and they go on fixed locations depending on the number of players. So you will never find the hub cities randomly spaced around the board. They will go there. So thematically, this game is set in the 19th century. I think it covers the period from about 1839 to 1857. And what we're going to be doing is we're collectively going to be building the train line from Vienna down to Trieste. So at the start of the game, we all have a station in Vienna, and that's where we're going to be starting. And our objective, sort of, is to build to Trieste. Now, I've played this game twice, and in neither of those games have I managed to build to Trieste. That is down to bad play, okay? Other people I know always get to Trieste. So it is an option, and in fact, if somebody builds to Trieste, the game ends early. So it's a maximum of 8 rounds, but if somebody managed to get to Trieste before 8 rounds, the game can end early. We're going to be playing the game over 8 rounds. You can see at the top of the board, we have the round marker here, and we're going to be playing the game over 8 rounds. And if you look at the player boards, you will see the 8 phases that happen in each round listed on here. Now you'll notice the first 6 of them have little red circles above them. That means in round 1 we don't do them. So in round 1 of the game, we're going to start here in phase 7. Which is actually the main part of the game. This is where the players take actions. Phase 8 is simply, if you haven't got to Trieste, you move the round marker on and you play another round. That's all that happens in phase 8. So we're going to be starting the game in phase 7, then we'll do phase 8, then we'll go to round 2, and then we'll go through all of these. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to explain the different areas that we've got first and go into some details as we do them. So first of all, we have the main game board. So as I mentioned, we all start with a station here in Vienna, and we're going to be building track out from there. Now, when you build track, you can only build track that is part of your network. So your first piece of track has to be on one of these 4 spaces. If I was to build there, for example, my next piece of track could be there, there, or there. Or I could actually build there. So there's no need for you to continue one route. you can branch off and build your track wherever. Now, the track is 3 different types. You've got this white bordered track, which is just normal track. You have orange bordered track, which represents tunnels, and you have grey bordered track, which represents bridges. The cost to build tunnels and bridges is more, and you also need engineers. So there are 2 types of engineers in the game: the grey engineers, which are the bridge engineers, and the orange engineers, which are the tunnel engineers. Even though it costs you extra resources, you also can't do it unless you've got one of the appropriate engineers. So that's the board here. Now, you're going to be building to these cities. There are certain benefits to building to some of the cities. So there's lots of icons on the cities, but some of them have immediate benefits, and that is these tokens here. These are immediate benefits. This is also an immediate benefit, and there's also down here on Feldkirchen, that's a +3 influence as well. So every time you see a number in a hex like that, that is influence. Influence is at the bottom of the board, which is down here. Now, we are going to do a bid at the start of the game to decide where our influence goes, but you will gain and lose influence as the game goes on. So every time you see a number in a hex, like that, for example, that means you would gain 3 influence, and you would go 1, 2, 3, for example. Okay, so there's immediate benefits in terms of influence, but the other immediate benefit is these tokens here. Now, remind me what these tokens are called. I've forgotten already.
Influence
business tokens. That's it. So when you go to one of these, when you build a track to one of these places, you take the topmost business token, and the number on it is how many business opportunities you immediately get. We'll come on to them more in detail later on. But here, for example, there is a 1. Here there's a 3. Now, you can't see this from the overhead camera, but every time there's a 3, there is a 2 underneath it, and then a 1 underneath that. So the first player to build there will get the 3. The next player will get the 2, the next player will get the 1. Okay? So they are the immediate benefits, but there are other benefits to building into cities as well. Specifically, building stations, building factories, being able to deliver goods, the Semmering token, and eventually getting down to Trieste. There are 11 different actions you can do in the game. I will cover the actions later on, but building track is one of the actions. Okay? And to build track, you need, and if we look at my player board, you need wood, iron, and stone. You need 1 of each, and 1 of each will build you 2 pieces of track. That's basically how that works. As I said, we'll go into detail when we cover the action later on. What else have we got about the board? We've got these numbers here on the cities, and that is the amount of effort that it requires you to build track into that city. So that number is really important. And straight away, I'm noticing we have a change here. So in the 2-player game, all of these cities are 3 at the start of the game. This one in a 3-player game is 2. And that is important because, if we look at my player board, each player starts the game with 2 workers. They are level 1 workers. A level 1 worker will generate 1 point of effort. So in a 2-player game, you cannot build track right at the start of the game because you only have 2 effort available. However, in a 3-player game, you could, as your first action, build to Bratislava because it only requires 2 effort. So that's what the number is. All of the cities have space for a station. Some of the cities have space for factories, and some of the cities have factories around them. Now, we're not using that space because we're a 3-player game. That's a 4-player game only. But yeah, look for the factory icons. Some of them, as I say, are in the cities. Some of them are just outside of the cities, but they are in effect part of that city. It's just thematically the factory was just outside of the city.
There's a little white road that connects.
There is a tiny little road that connects it. Right, a quick note about these crown tokens. Okay, so these crown tokens, which are called state railway crowns.
Yep.
The most important thing about these is that you cannot build track on these 3 spaces. But what you can do as a free action is you can buy access to that part of the railway. In effect, you are still placing one of your tracks on there, but you will be paying for it. You're paying for the rights to it rather than building it. But the benefit is still the same. You still get the benefits of connecting to it. And that's a free action. We'll cover free actions later on as well. So that's the main game board. looked at, if we look at the bottom of the board, we have the influence track. So we're each going to start at a certain point on the influence track. Influence can go up as well as down. And at the start of the game, this is the influence of the 4 hub cities. Now, we are using these values because this is the fixed one, but there is a variable setup which will move these. Your influence determines a few things. First of all, you can only hire workers from a city of which you have reached that marker or beyond it. So if this was the situation, yellow could only hire workers from the brown city, and purple and red can hire workers from either the brown or the green city. Okay, the workers, we'll come on to that later on, but that's the first thing that the influence does. The other thing that the influence does is at the end of the game, you will gain additional points based on how many of these city markers you have gone beyond or equaled. It's 10, 30. Where's the player aid? Other side of the player aid?
It's 10, 30, 60 and 100.
So if at the end of the game you're there, that's 100 at the end of the game because you've reached all 4 of them. However, these markers are going to move as well. So as goods get delivered to these 4 hub cities, these markers are going to move that way. Okay, so that's this part of the board. Down here we have the market, and you buy goods from the market, and the cost is 10, 20, 30 or 40, and you always buy from the cheapest one. Even if the market is completely empty, you can still buy. This isn't in the rule book, but it has been officially confirmed. So if all of these wooden cubes have gone, you can still buy at that price. You just take the cube from somewhere else.
Okay.
That's not happened in either of the games that I've played, but 3-player game might be different. So that's where you can buy goods from. Right, let's have a look at my player board. As I mentioned, we have the 8 different phases across the top. Here, we have space for 3 trains. We all start the game with an IS-3, which is our starting train. It's got a coal on it, and we start with 3 of these freight cars with wood, iron and stone. Doesn't matter which order these go in, and you can always reorganize your goods at any time. You can have a maximum of 3 trains. You can buy new trains as the game goes on, and you can also upgrade your old trains to better ones. If we just have a look at the top of the board again, at the start of the game, the IS-4 and the IS-5 are available. Once we get to round 4, the IS-6 and the IS-7 become available, and once we get to round 7, the IS-8 becomes available. So one of the actions in the game is to buy a new train or upgrade a train, and the number is basically how many cars it comes with. So an IS-3 comes with 3. If I buy an IS-8, it comes with 8. All of the freight cars are exactly the same. They all hold one type of good. The engine itself can only hold coal. Okay, so that's coal. These can hold one of anything. You will need more trains as the game goes on because you are going to be flipping some of these over to become passenger cars, which will increase your income. And you're also going to be gaining these reservation tokens, and reservation tokens effectively block off a car, which means you can't use it anymore. So that's why you're going to be needing more trains as the game goes on. Down here we have the space for the workers. So as I mentioned, you start the game with 2 level 1 workers. If you want to use a worker to build track, you move them up. So that has generated me 2 points of effort with which I can then build track. If you do not use a worker in a round, then it will basically go to school instead. If you don't have any work for him, he goes to school, learns how to lay track, becomes a level 2 worker. A level 2 worker will generate 2 points of effort when used. And then again, if you don't use them, they become level 3 workers. That doesn't happen at the end of the round. That is actually phase 5. So phase 5 is any workers still in the training area basically get promoted. And then any workers that were used go back down. So that's your worker area. Okay, here you have your warehouse. At the start of the game, you've got a base income value of 10, and you have space for any one good. Don't let the fact that that's a black square think that it can only be coal. That is actually any good can go there. During the game, you may choose to build stations. If you build a station, you remove this. Now you have space in your warehouse for another good, and your income has just gone up by 10 as well. You can build a maximum of 2 other stations in the game. This is the space where you put the bridge engineer and the tunnel engineer that we mentioned earlier on. And this space is your loading area. So one of the things that you can do in the game is that you can order goods from the market to arrive next turn. At that point, you put them here. Now, there is a global rule for the game that you can reorganize your cubes at any time between your train cars and your warehouse, but this doesn't count. You cannot reorganize because they're not actually yours yet. Down here is where you would be placing your factories when you build factories. One of the slightly odd things with this game is when you build a factory, the factory doesn't go on the board. The factory goes here, and what you do is you put one of your workers on the board to show that the worker is working in the factory. Okay? Oh, while we're talking about this, let's have a look at this. This is my shares. This is my value of my company. So at the start of the game, we all start with a share marker here, which shows that my shares are worth 40, and we have one investor. As the game goes on, one of the things that you can try and do is to try and increase the value of the shares of your company. Now, this is not worth any end game points whatsoever. It doesn't make any difference where this is at the end of the game. But money is very tight in this game, and you will need to try and generate money somehow. One of the ways of generating money is by using the free action of selling one of your shares. If you sell one of your shares, you get the money next to the share marker, but it removes the topmost investor. So for example, right now I could choose to sell a share. I would take that investor, I would get 40 money, but that investor goes here. And at the end of the game, for each of your investors in here, you lose 10% of your score. So once you've worked out your final score for the game, which I should have mentioned is money, you win the game by having the most money. Sorry, I did forget to mention that at the start, but you add up all of your money at the end of the game, and you knock off 10% for each investor that's in here. Now, special rule about selling shares, if your share price is higher than your investor, you can't sell. Your share price is 90, but you don't have any investors willing to buy. So what you need to do is you need to get yourself some more investors, and as soon as you've got an investor that's at the same level as the share, you can then sell a share to that investor. That moves the investor to there. You now can't sell another share until you've got another investor. Okay? Selling shares is a free action. It is one way to gain money immediately, but you will pay for it at the end of the game. Right, so that's the player board done. Let's talk briefly about the contracts. So there are 3 levels of contracts in the game, level 1, 2 and 3. We have shuffled all of the contract cards, and we have taken 4 from each level at random. I'm going to show you them here. One of the actions you can do in the game is to take a contract. Now, the contracts have an immediate benefit. They have 2 immediate benefits, and that is printed in the bottom left and the bottom right. First of all, you take either 1, 2 or 3 investors, and that's the only way in the game to get investors, is by taking a contract card. So we mentioned you need to take investors in order to sell your shares. That is how you get investors. The other immediate effect is you take 1, 2 or 3 reservation tokens, and these reservation tokens must be placed on your train cars. If you've got goods on it, you lose the goods. Okay, and then that is that train car locked out for the rest of the game. It cannot be used, it cannot have goods stored on it, and you cannot upgrade it to a passenger car. It's basically, it gets rid of it for the rest of the game. So that's the 2 immediate effects. But these contracts could be worth a huge amount of points at the end of the game. And that is the number in the top right, but only if you have built the factories that are indicated on the card. So let's say, for example, I decide as one of my actions in the game to take this contract. I will put it below my player board. I take the 2 reservation tokens, I take the 2 investors, and now I need to build 2 stone factories at some point in the game. I say I need to. The tricky thing with these contracts is if nobody manages to build to Trieste by the end of the game, these contracts are ignored. Totally ignored. However, if somebody does manage to build to Trieste, whether it's you or any other player, these contracts are worth this amount of money if you have completed them, and minus this money if you don't complete them. So basically, strategy-wise, if it looks like nobody's going to be able to build to Trieste, take whatever contracts you want, doesn't matter. But if somebody's going to build to Trieste, make sure you're going to complete it, okay? Because if you don't complete it, you're going to lose that amount of money. Now, there is a thing at the end of the game as well. So let's say, for example, I have this, and let's say I did manage to complete it, but I personally didn't manage to get to Trieste. I will have to pay either of you two to borrow your track at the end of the game to fulfill that contract. And a slight quirk, even if I don't complete it and I lose 200 points, I also still have to pay. That's my reading of the rulebook. But as I say, in both of my previous games, nobody's ever got to Trieste, but I think that's how I understand it. So yeah, contracts will get you the investors, which you need to be able to sell your shares. It gets you the reservation tokens, which you don't want, but you get them, and then you will put your factories on it. Right. Let's have a look over the other side of the board, which is over here. So we've got this rotated sideways. These are the 11 different actions available in the game, which we'll come on to in a minute. Here we have the worker board. So I mentioned that one of the things you'll be doing in the game is that you'll be hiring extra workers. And you hire workers from these 4 cities. And if we just look back at the bottom of the board again, you can only hire workers from a city where your influence marker has reached or exceeded the influence in the 4 different coloured cities. And when you choose the hiring a worker action, you choose one column on that board. And a column is literally that. So the brown city has 2 different columns in it. And then what you do is you buy any number of workers, but you buy them one at a time. If the cube is at the bottom, you pay 10, and then the cube goes up. If you then want to buy another one in the same action, it costs 20, then the cube goes up. If you want to buy a third one, it costs you 30, and so on and so on. When the cube is at the top, every worker that anybody buys is 50. Now, it does say in the back of the rulebook, strategy tip, on the first on the first round, you're going to get 2 actions. You should buy workers with one of them. I didn't in my first game and was completely screwed for the first half of the game. In fact, I was completely screwed.
Well, I did, didn't I? I did in my first game.
Yeah.
I did buy them and was still lost.
At the top are the engineers available. In a 3-player game, there are 3 of each engineer. They were shuffled and placed on the spaces. You can see here that there were 2 on this, there were 2 on there, there was 1 on there, 1 on there. Engineers are a fixed cost of 30. You can only buy a maximum of 1. You do not have to buy the engineer from the same column as the workers that you buy. So for example, on my turn as my action, I could say, I want to hire workers from this column. Oh, and since I've also got influence over the white city, I'm also going to buy this. So you have to have, your influence must be in the right place, but you can buy the engineer from wherever you want to. Okay? So that's how that board works. This is the factory board. This is the factory board for a 3-player game. The 4 different types of factories in the game. We have the wood factories, stone, iron, and coal. One of the actions you can do is to buy a factory. And if you do that, you pay the cost printed on the left-hand side. And as more factories get bought, that price will go up. Okay? What's depicted below it is the value of iron if it is delivered to a city, and that will gradually go down. Okay, so they're all slightly different. Coal is an exception, because the benefit of delivering coal, which we'll come to in a minute, isn't money, it's a key, which are these keys here. So we'll come on to them in a second. Now, the cost of a factory can be modified from what it says on there. In various places on the board, I'm trying to find one, he says, there's definitely one on here. There's that one, yeah, I was going to mention a fixed cost one first. There definitely isn't a 2-player setup. I don't know if there's one in a 3-player setup. No, I can't see one. Okay, but on the 2-player setup, a factory position, and any position look like that with a worker is a position for a factory, might have a cost below it. In that case, you pay that cost. There's one. Yeah, thank you, well spotted. So in that case, you pay 40 instead of what's printed there. So at the start of the game, you don't want to build a factory there because it's crazy. But as the factories get more expensive, you might want to build that one. Okay? And sometimes you see a question mark. The question mark means whatever the cost of the city is. Okay? So when you build a factory, what happens is you take the factory from here and you put the factory on your player board here. But then what you have to do is you have to choose one of your workers. Now that worker can be any level and it can already have been used that turn. So if I do it now, it would have to be this one. And then what you do is you put this on any available factory space in your network. So at the start of the game, our networks are here. And in a 3-player game, we have that one, that one, that one, and that one. So you put it there. But let's say I had built to Bratislava. There's a factory space. I could put it there. Okay? So you put the factory counter here and the worker there. But then what you do is you take a number of cubes equal to the level of the worker. So if it was a level 1 worker, not equal to, sorry, depending on. If it's a level 1 worker, you get 2 cubes. Level 2 worker, you get 3 cubes. Level 3 worker, you get 4 cubes. So in that case, it was a level 1 worker. So I would take 2 iron cubes and I would put them there. So that is my iron factory, which will generate over the course of the game 2 iron cubes. Now, factories are useful for 2 different things. The first thing is, one of the actions you can do in the game is to produce goods at all of your factories. So you take an action and all of your factories produce goods and you move them to your player board. The other thing that you can do with factories as a free action is you can deliver their good to any city that requires it. Now in a 2-player game, that is only the hub cities. And you can see here, we have spaces on these, but in a 3-player game, we also have Linz wants stone, and I spotted another one as well.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, there. Graz wants iron. Okay? So you can, as a free action, if you have a good in a factory, you can spend 1 coal and move that cube along your route, only your route, to a destination city. Okay? And we'll come on to that in a bit more detail later on. I mentioned earlier on that there are 2 main ways of getting money. The first way is by selling your shares. The second way is by delivering your factory goods to the places that want them, because that will get you the money that's printed on there, which is quite a nice injection of money. Quick note, you cannot deliver goods that are on your player board. Okay, you can only deliver goods that are in a factory on the board. Right, let's tidy them up. Let's get rid of that. Let's get rid of that. So we've covered this board here. I need to put that back. We've covered that. We haven't mentioned the keys yet. I'll come on to the keys in a minute. I think it's probably time to start talking about the actions now.
Yeah.
Okay, right, let's go through the 11 different actions in the game. And I'm going to start with action number 11, which is pass. So when you take an action and you start off with 2 of these hands, these are your action tokens. If we just look at the top of the board, you will see, well, you might not be able to see from the overhead camera, but there's 3 hands there. So in round 1 of the game, we are going to get 2 actions each. When we move to round 2, we are each going to get another hand, which means in round 2, we're going to get 3 actions each. In round 3, we'll get 4 actions each. In round 4, we'll get 5 actions each, and then it's 5 actions each for the rest of the game. And what we do is in turn order, which we're going to determine in a minute, we will each take 1 action, and when you take an action, you take your action marker and you put it on the tile. Now, the presence of an action marker on a tile does not prevent anybody else from using the tile. So there is no worker placement rules here. If I've done it, you can do it. The only rule is if the same player wants to do the same action again, they can, but they must pay 1 influence on the influence track for each one of their counters that's on there already. So if you really, really wanted to, if I got in a really messy situation, I could pass, but then on my next turn, if I wanted to pass again, I'd have to lose an influence in order to just pass. That's if it's got to that.
If it's got that bad,
I would expect a table flip. Right. Yeah. Action number 11, pass. You do nothing. Action number 10, you take 10 money. Might seem weak. Money is very tight in this game. Okay. So they're the 2 easy ones to explain. Right. We'll now go on to. Well, we'll explain building track first. In a 2-player game, I don't explain that action first because you can't do it. But in a 3-player game, you can do it. So, we are going to explain building track. And all of the iconography on here makes complete sense. So if you choose this action, you spend a wood, a stone, and an iron. And you can build a maximum of 2 pieces of track along the white track. If you wanted to build a bridge, you need a bridge engineer, and it costs you a stone for every bridge that you build. So if you built 2 bridges, that would actually cost you a wood, 3 stone, and an iron. If you build a tunnel, you need a tunnel engineer, and it costs you 1 of those. The cost of building track doesn't cost you any money, unless somebody else has already built there. If somebody else has already built there, you have to pay them 10. I think it's 10. Well, just double check that. I think it's 10 for each piece of track that
10 for track. Yeah.
you run alongside. Fees to opponents, 10 guldens. Yes. Okay, so that action there, I spend a wood, spend a stone, spend an iron, and I can build 2 pieces of track. So what you do is you take your 2 pieces of track and you say, I want to build maybe there, and then I want to build there, for example. That's totally legal, but then you have to calculate, you add up the effort points required. So it would be 2 effort to get to there, 4 effort to get to there. That's a total of 6. Now I must spend somehow 6 effort, and at the start of the game you can't do that because I've only got 2 effort available. So if I chose that action at the start of the game, the only thing I could do really is to build that to there, and that would cost me 2 effort, and that would be my action done. And there's no immediate benefit for getting to there. That seems quite a weak first action. But that's how that action works. Now remember, when you build into an area, when you build into a city that has an immediate benefit, you get that benefit as soon as you build in there. Now, quick note about stations. We haven't covered how you build stations yet, but if you have a station in a city, you can build out from it from as many different places as you want. That is totally allowed. But if you don't have a station in a city, for example, I don't have a station here, so I could build into it and out of it, but I could not then branch off. So you can't have 3 things coming in or out of a city unless you have a station on there. Once you've got a station on there, you're allowed to branch out as many times as you want. Okay, so that's just a quick restriction on that. We've covered all of the immediate benefits except for Trieste. If you do manage to build to Trieste, the immediate benefit is you gain 10 gulden for each piece of your track on the board at that point, which will be quite a lot, I think. Any questions about building track?
Nope.
Action 2 is hiring workers. So, as mentioned, you choose a column on the board. You have to have influence greater than or equal to where the influence marker of the city is. You buy as many workers as you want, and if you wanted to, you could also buy either or both of the engineers. And they are bought from this board here, moving the little cube up. Okay, so that's the hiring of workers action. All good?
Yep.
Action 3 is build a station or build a factory. So building a station, we've sort of mentioned a couple of times, but the way you do it is you pay the cost printed on the city. And then what you do is you take your marker from your player board, you put it in there, that is your station. Only one player can have a station. But then what you do is you remove this from your player board, which means you now have space for an extra good, and your income has gone up by 10. That's doubled your income at the start of the game if you do that. But stations are expensive. They do let you branch out to other places though. The other option is you build a factory, which we've sort of mentioned. You pay the cost that's printed either on there or the specialist cost. You then take a worker from your player board, you put the worker on an available factory space within your network, and then it gets either 2, 3 or 4 cubes depending on the level of the worker. Okay? Action 4, you produce at each of your cities. So each of your factories. It's optional. So if you had 4 factories, you can say, I want to produce from that one, and that one, but I don't want to produce from that one. Why wouldn't you produce from a factory? Because you want the cube to stay on the board. Because you might want to deliver.
Or you may not have space.
Or you may not have space. Remember, you can rearrange this stuff at any time, but if you don't have space for it, you lose it. Action number 5, this is all to do with the market. So action number 5, you have 2 choices. You either buy one good immediately, which you get straight away. So take any one of these goods, pay the price, and you've got it. Alternatively, you can order in a number of goods equal to the level of the current, pause while I look at the name, shipment tile marker. So if you look at the top of the board again, round 1, the shipment tile is 2. So if you chose that action on the first round of the game, it would be 2. If you chose it on the second round of the game, it could be 3, could be 4. Now, we're using a fixed setup, but normally you would randomise those. Now, when you choose this action, you still pay for them, but what you do is you take the cubes and you put them in here. And remember what I said, these aren't your cubes yet. You will get them in phase 3 of the next round. And at that point, you then move them to your player board. So that's that action.
So it's insta-buy one or order several for the next turn.
Yes. Yeah. Up to the limit of the shipment tile.
Yep.
Right. Action number 6, buy a new train or upgrade a train. So to buy a new train, you pay the cost printed on the train. You get a number of freight cars with it equal to the, if it's an IS5, it comes with 5 cars. The 6, 7 and 8 come with influence. So if you buy a 6, it comes with 1 influence, a 7 comes with 2 influence, and an 8 comes with 3 influence. And then straight away you put it on your board and you add the cars to it. Upgrading is basically you can pay the difference in cost between an old engine and a new engine, and you replace the engine. The new engine doesn't come with coal. Sorry. Yeah, if you upgrade, the new one doesn't come with coal. If you buy a new train, it does come with coal. But if you upgrade something that had coal, the coal would transfer over. Okay?
Okay.
So that is upgrading a train. Why would you want to upgrade a train? Because you need more cars, because you're going to be losing some and converting some to passenger cars. So that's that. This is the action to take a contract. And everything I explained about contracts is here. Take a contract, put the reservation tokens onto your cars, get investors, and then this is placing your factories onto here. And this is actually, you can do this at any time. So literally during the game, you can swap things around however you want. So you could do that, and then later on in the game you go, I'll tell you what, I've completely messed up.
Oh, yes.
I don't want to do that. I'll put it there.
Use it there. Yeah.
So basically, you can move your factories around however you want between your cards.
Because those cards are endgame scoring.
They are endgame
so
scoring.
the factories don't have to be locked onto them at the start.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Okay. So that is the taking a contract action. Action 8 is spend 10 money to gain 1 influence any number of times. So boost yourself up the influence track by spending money. Action number 9, the last action to explain, apart from the free actions, is increase your share value by 1, but you must pay influence according to the space that it's entered. If you just look at my player board again, you'll see that there's these red numbers here. So if I use that action to increase my share price, that costs me 1 influence. If I do it again, it costs 2, then 3, then 4, then 5. Okay? Alternatively, oh, sorry, I wasn't looking at my player board. There you go. So -1 if I move it to there. If I move it to there, it's going to cost 2 influence, etc., etc. Alternatively, and I haven't seen this done yet, you can reduce your share price by any amount. It's if you've completely messed up and you haven't got the investors and your share price has gone up and you're like, oh, I've messed up. That's what that is. That is all 11 actions. Any questions about those?
Nope.
Right. There's 3 free actions that you can do. And we need to also talk about the business opportunities. So the 3 free actions you can do. I will start first with delivering a good, because delivering a good is once per turn. The other 2 free actions you can do as many times as you want. But delivering a good is a once per turn thing. It costs you a coal, which has to be on your player board. So you spend a coal, you take a cube from one of your factories, you run it along your route to a city that needs it, which, as we've mentioned, could be a hub city, or it could be Linz, or it could be Graz. You then get, I'm just going to uncover a few of these. You then get the money shown. So if you were to deliver wood at this point to anywhere, you'd get 70 money. If you were to deliver stone, it would be 80. If you were to deliver iron, it would be 100. The cube then goes onto that city where it stays for the rest of the game, because they only want it once. Once they've got it, they don't need it anymore. If you deliver to one of these cities, it has no immediate effect on the game. But if you deliver to one of the hub cities, the influence value of that city increases, and that is based on these scrolls. Now, we're using the fixed setup, so these are the fixed scrolls that it recommends. Normally you would shuffle them. But the 5 numbers on there are basically how much the influence of that city is increased to the number of cubes that... So
that's the 5 different cubes.
Yeah, so the first cube that's delivered here, the influence will go up by 1. Second cube, it goes up by 2, then by 2, then by 1. Be very careful, because remember, you can only buy workers from a city where you have influence. So right now, if me as purple, I was planning to buy workers from the green city, but then you went and delivered a good to the green city, I now can't buy workers from the green city. Okay, so be very careful about watching what other players might deliver, because this is going to move these around. Coal is special. If you deliver coal, you do not get any money. But what you get is a key to that city. So the first player to deliver coal to a city will get the large key. The second player to deliver coal to the city, which cannot be the same player, gets the small key, the silver key. The keys are end game scoring. So if you have a key at the end of the game, what it does is it is worth, if it's the large key, it's worth that amount of points, money. If it's the small key, it's worth the small number, which is basically half it and round up. Okay? So again, the more these go up, the more valuable the keys become at the end of the game. So delivering coal gets you the keys, which is end game points, but doesn't get you any immediate money.
Half and round down.
No, because if it was 90, it would be 50.
Oh, is it? So it's joined, is it? Apologies.
Yeah, they're joined. Right, so that's the keys. That's for delivering coal. That's the first free action that you can do once per turn. The second free action you can do is selling shares, which I think we've covered. Yeah, you need to have investors at least of the level, but you can sell any number of shares as long as you have investors equal to the thing.
But for each investor you
sell... For each investor you sell,
10% off the end.
And the third free action is these crown tokens. So what you can do as a free action is you can buy access to each of these links, but your network has to have reached it. So for example, if I'm here, I can now buy access to this. So to buy access to this link, if nobody currently has the link, what you do is you use the higher of the two costs. Bad example because they're both 40. This one,
20,
right.
30.
So it would cost me 30 to buy access to that link, and it's a free action, not a build. What you do is you put your train track on it, and it's counted as you now being in the city. If somebody else now wants to buy access to it, you look at the lower amount, and they pay that money to every player who currently has a track there. So the first player has to pay the bank, other players pay the player who first built it. They are the three free actions that you can do in the game. And the free action can be done before your action, after your action, or even in the middle of your action. So if your action is to build track, you could build one track, do a free action to buy a thing, and then build the second piece of track. Apparently, somebody told me that this afternoon. Cool. Business opportunities. We kind of skirted over these, but whenever you build to a city which has business opportunities, you take the token. There are 3 different business opportunities you can do. The first one is you can increase your share price. And it doesn't say in the rulebook that you have to spend influence to do that. So it is literally just increase your share price by 1. Or you can gain an influence. Or you can flip over one of your rail carts to become a passenger car. Now, if you do that, if I did that now, I would first move that to there, and then I'd flip that over, because otherwise I'd lose the good that was on it. Passenger cars will increase your income every round.
Yep.
So they are good because your income at the start of the game is only 10, and money is very, very tight.
But they can't be used to ship goods.
No,
that's the balance you got there.
Once it's a passenger car, it cannot be used to ship goods, and if you look carefully, there is the outline of the reservation token on that side. The outline of the reservation token is not on that side. So once it is a passenger car, that's it. You can't do anything else with it for the rest of the game. Is that all of the rules, apart from the phases? Let's go through the phases now. So phase 7 is the action phase. That's where we do all of the stuff. Phase 8, the game ends if you've got to Trieste, otherwise you move the round marker on, right? The first 6 phases are really easy. Phase 1, you take all of your action tokens back, your hands, and you get extra ones based on the round number. Phase 2, okay, we haven't mentioned this, but at the start of the game, we have randomly placed some cubes here. In rounds 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8, those cubes will go onto the market. So what I did at the start of the game is I took 5 of each cube shuffled them all together, and then put 2 there, 2 there, 2 there, 2 there, 2 there. That's because it's a 3-player game. If it was a 4-player game, we'd put 3 cubes on each. If it was a 2-player game, it would be 1 cube on each. So basically, the market is going to get repopulated with some extra goods later on in the game. That's phase 2. Phase 3 is any goods that you have ordered that are on your landing, you then get. Phase 4 is income, which starts the game at 10. Phase 5, your workers that weren't doing anything last round get promoted, and then you refresh your workers. And phase 6 is where you just turn order. Now, turn order is based on influence. So at the moment, if it was like that, the turn order for this coming round will be red, purple, yellow. And then phase 7 is the actions, and then phase 8 is... So that the first 6 phases are done in like 20 seconds. That is really, really quick. Phase 7 is the main action phase where everything happens. Any questions?
Let's crack on.
No, it's good.
You haven't asked me about this token.
That's because I know about that token.
Tell us about that token.
I'll tell you about this
That's
token.
good, yeah.
So historically, this tunnel here, it's a tunnel in the game, but thematically it's a combination of, you told me earlier on, it's like 100 and something
It's
bridges.
129 bridges, 15 aqueducts, and about 16 tunnels.
Yeah, right. This is
over a distance of 42 kilometres.
It's a very famous piece of track here. The first player to build this piece of track here gets this token. And what this token does is at the end of the game, and we need to do final scoring, we need to explain final scoring, but at the end of the game we're going to do income one last time, and your income is doubled if you have this token. So it's not that much more, but your income might be, I don't know, it might be huge.
If you've got one entire passenger train,
Exactly, it could be loads. So that's what that token does. Final scoring. So when the game ends, what we do is we first of all, where is it? Final scoring. You do your income one last time. Then any goods that you have on your trains or in your warehouse, not on the board, sell for 10 each. So any goods that you have here sell for 10 each. Then your keys are worth the amount of money that's said on here. Then you earn money based on how many of these markers that you have reached or passed, which is 10, 30, 60 or 100. And then we check to see if somebody arrived in Trieste. If nobody arrived in Trieste, your contracts are just ignored. But if somebody arrived in Trieste, you check each contract, and if you've filled it, you get the points, the money. If you haven't, you lose the points. And then you have to pay 20 for each piece of track that you have to borrow of other players. Well, if it happens, we'll read the rules in more detail, because there are rules about you can't actually choose whose track you use. You have to use the player with the most influence when there's a choice.
Okay.
So if it happens, we'll look it up in detail, but just know that if Trieste is reached, but you didn't reach it, you have to pay somebody for your contracts. Then you count your money, and then you minus 10% for every investor. So that's how the end game scoring works. If you have played this game before, and in fact, somebody in the chat has just said you've played it 3 times before, let me know what a good winning score is, because the 2 games that I've played of this were definitely learning games. My first game I got 250, I think. And then in the second game this afternoon I got 800. So yeah, let me know if you've played it before what you think is a good winning score. But there is the opportunity in this game to actually make sufficient mistakes that you end up in, what did we call it? A spiral of death?
Death spiral.
Death spiral.
I was going to ask,
yes.
if somebody does get to Trieste and you've not made your contracts, you could go in the red. You could end up with negative money.
There's also a thing in the rule book as if you've got more than 10 investors in here. So basically, if you've got 10 investors in here, your score is 0.
0, because it's all gone.
If you've got 11 investors, your score is negative.
Yeah.
So before we start, we do turn order here at random.
So the 2 end up on the same
but it
implement.
isn't really turn order. Okay, so that's the turn order, but before the game starts, we do a blind bid. We each secretly decide, and in a 3-player game we've got 130 guldens each. We decide how many guldens we want to pay. Every 10 will give us 1 influence, and if it's tied, you will break ties. That's the tiebreaker. Now, strategy tip in the rulebook: you should always bid at least enough that your marker is at least in 2 cities. Because if you don't, what will happen... In fact, it's less important in a 3-player game.
It's not 3 because there are actually 2
no,
columns.
Yeah, but there'll be 3. So let's say, for example, you two did that and I did that.
We both take brown and Paul gets shopping.
Yeah, exactly. So in the first round of the game, I will be going third.
Yes.
You two will both buy workers from the brown city, and then it's my go, and I can't afford it.
Or you can buy one. You buy one at 30 rather than 2 for 30.
Maybe, something like that. So it strongly recommends in the rulebook that in the first round of the game you buy workers, and I think you need at least 2 or 3 workers while they're cheap. So I would say the minimum bid at this point would be 50. And the scores coming in from people who've watched it before, 800 to 1,000 is good.
Oh.
Depending on player count, 600 to 1,200. And 700 to 1,100 has been your experience. Right, okay, thank you very much. That gives us a good idea. Oh, and yeah, Stephen says you can upgrade existing trains. Yeah, what you can't see from the overhead camera is there is 1 of each train type per player in the game. Does that mean you can't have 2 trains of the same type? I think you can. I think you can. I don't know why I'm shuffling my money. I used to like shuffling cards.
Yeah,
I'm doing a random
how
bid.
much shall I? Yeah,
Well, he
how much
claims
shall
he's
I
shuffling
spend?
money under that. I'm bidding this much.
Right, I have made a bid.
Okay,
I have bid 60.
60.
Okay,
70.
so money goes. So red has bid 70.
So keep a pile over there.
Yellow and purple have bid 60 each, but because of the current turn order, the markers go like that. And we now adjust turn order, which doesn't change. And now we do round 1.
Yep.
So round 1, starting with phase 7. Rob's going first.
Okay. So I am going to go to buy people.
Yep, so you hire workers.
Yep.
Pick a column.
Yep. I'm
It
gonna.
can be brown, green or blue.
I will take it from the green,
Okay,
and that I will buy 2 for
2 for 30.
2 for 30 in total. So the first one cost me 10.
And it moves
Second
up.
one cost me 20.
20, and it moves up.
Yep. So I pay a total of 30.
Yep.
I could buy a 4th one. That's my 3rd one, but I'm not going to.
And are you buying an engineer?
I am not buying an engineer at this
So
time.
you take 2 workers from outside of camera shop, and they become level 1 workers.
There we go, lads.
Right, okay. First action has been taken.
Okay,
There is no rule to say that you can't have more than 1 of the same size of train. Right. I thought I don't remember seeing one.
okay. I'm going to hire workers, please.
I think we might all be doing that.
Yeah, and I will take them from the brown left-hand column. I'm going to have 2, please.
Okay, so that costs you 30 as well.
The problem with hiring 3 is that you then just
Yeah,
don't
really-
have any money left.
Yeah,
Cash.
and I spent a long time with no money last game.
Now, here's the tricky thing. If I don't hire workers now, one of you two could hire workers again.
Yeah, and it might. Well, we're clearly going to take the lower columns, aren't we?
And then you take the...
I'd take the
this
brown or the
column,
blue, yeah.
And you get another 2 cheap workers.
Yeah.
But remember, there is a cost taking the same action that you've taken.
You'd lose
twice.
1 influence.
Yep. So I could afford to do that. But would I? Would I be that savage?
Wolf.
Answers in the chat, please.
Yes. Because my other option is... I was thinking of ordering goods in while they're cheap.
Yeah,
but to be
it's
fair,
cheap.
the first 3...
But you,
They're all the same.
The first 3
Yeah.
rows are cheap.
And you've got nowhere to
you,
store them. for
you
the
wouldn't be
next
able to lay
turn.
track
No,
before.
I'd put them...
Well, you wouldn't be able to do anything with
I
them.
could later Bratislava.
Yeah, because they'll arrive at the start
What
of
do
your
you mean?
next turn.
You
if
mean-
you haven't used these resources.
Will you have
they've
enough
got
money to pay me after I've done that?
I'm trying to avoid us all doing the same thing on round 1, but that seems to be...
It's probably I've only got 2 actions. You know,
It probably seems to be the thing.
Yeah.
the way this game is weighted, looking at it, the first few turns, when we hit about here, we're suddenly
We'll
going to
start
see a
doing
very
different
different
things.
explosion. But
Yes.
the first few, we're just going to be seeding. you
Again,
know,
from those people watching in the chat, is that your experience as well? Is that your first action is to hire workers, and then your second action is possibly build track? So I'll hire workers. I'll pick the cheap column, and I'll buy... Again, I don't want to just follow suit, but I also don't want to leave myself with no money.
Yeah.
So I'm just going to buy 2 workers.
Yep. So we're pretty.
I mean, there is a benefit of not building track on the first turn, because then
They can all level up.
all of your workers level up.
I should have put mine on.
Rob, second action.
Second action. Let's try to quickly calculate.
Question in the chat about why would you replace a train? It's because it's cheaper than buying a new one.
And it gets you more carts, which is the key.
Yeah,
thing.
it gets you more carts.
More storage, more money, more ability to seal off the main items. Sorry, folks. I think for my second action.
Yeah, see, even with 4 effort, it's still only one city.
Yeah.
I'm actually going to spend 10 and buy 1 coal.
So you're going to choose this action.
Yep, so I'm taking the resource action. I'm buying a coal from the
You're
market.
buying a coal, an immediate coal.
And I have a storage
Goes
space,
in
so it's
there,
going straight there.
10 money, and it's done. It's in. Okay. Paul.
Okay. I'm going to lay some track.
Okay, so you're choosing the build track.
Build
action.
track.
So you spend
It's only going to be
wood,
for.
a stone, and an iron.
It's not great, but
And where are you building to? You've got 4 options.
yeah, I quite like the idea of coming this way.
I mean, 2 business opportunities here is quite tasty.
It is. Business opportunities allows you to
Increase your share
increase
price,
the share price,
increase your influence, or flip
or
over
flip
a passenger.
over a passenger car.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm going to come down here.
Okay.
I'm going.
can't
Can't
go
go any
the second one,
further.
you haven't got the
No, I haven't
effort,
got the
so that costs you
effort.
3
It costs
effort.
3, so that needs all 4.
Does it?
3.
just
Because there's
three,
only
yeah.
ones.
And you get this.
And I
so
get
you get
that there.
2
So you
business
have
opportunities.
2 points. Each one can be used to manipulate something.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
And moving up your share price, it does it without.
without
Knackering
losing
on the
influence. So I'm going to do one of those, and I'm going to do one of those
Okay.
to increase my income.
Yep. Nice. Seems like a strong first turn play. And I'm debating whether to build a factory. I don't think I can. Because if I build a factory, it's going to use one of these, then those 3 will promote, then I'll get 6 effort next turn. 6 effort is not enough. Not enough at all. I'm wishing I spent an extra 10 in the opening bid.
As it stands, the turn order will stay exactly the same.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Right. I don't know whether to do something very different from what I did last time.
Right, I am a fish in his forehead and fall over.
Right, I'm going to do this action. And
That's paying to increase your
That's
influence.
it is. I'm just debating whether to buy 1 or 2. I'm going to buy 1. So I spend 10 money and I increase my influence by 1.
So you go below me on the track.
I go below you on
I'll
the
be
track.
last. Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
Right, phase 8. Have we got to Trieste?
Not yet.
Right, okay.
Working on it.
So we advance the round marker,
I've started.
Yep.
and now we do round 2. So we all get our action markers back.
And we get
And
the
we get
third
another
one
new one.
from here.
We all now have 3 actions.
Thanks, Rob.
So money in hand.
Could you be a dear
It
and
says in the rule book you can either play with it open or secret.
Money.
Yeah,
I think
we're kind of not.
Yeah,
we're kind of.
I'm
not
open.
Really bothering.
Can I have my hands, please? More
Oh, go on then.
struggling to reach
Grab
over.
some. Right. That's phase 1. Phase 2.
Boom.
Any goods that were waiting come in.
Which will be from here, which is
Yeah.
none.
Phase 3. Any goods that were ordered
No.
arrive. Phase 4. Income.
20.
So you get 20. Me and Rob
I
both
get
get 10.
10.
Phase 5. Any workers that were not used move to the right.
Yep.
And then any workers that were used
Wow.
come down.
Nice.
So,
4. Yeah. That's
Turn
good.
order doesn't change because it's red, purple, yellow. And phase 7.
okay.
See what I mean about phases 1 to 6 just being
Yep.
really quick?
So I am going to spend 30 to build an iron factory.
you're
Taking
choosing this action.
if you'd be so kind.
Yeah, you're spending 30 to build an iron factory. So the iron factory goes on your player board.
Yep.
But now you
That
take
goes
one
there.
of your workers.
Oh, hang on, wait, no, so wrong way around. Apologies.
Not doing that.
Nope.
It's building track first.
First things first, yep. There's a little mistake there. Did anyone spot it? First things first, we're building this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Get it right. So
Then you can
I'm
use
going to build here and here. So
That's
that
gonna
cost
cost you
me
8
8. So
effort.
there's my 8 effort. 2, 4, 6, 8.
Have I got 8?
One of each resource because you bought 2
I said I only had 6.
because you didn't build a factory. I think you were thinking of...
No, I can't count.
Yep.
I can't count. I said I need 7 and I only had 6. I clearly can't count.
But you didn't have 8 last time.
No, you had 4.
had 4 last time.
I think you thought you only bought 1.
Yeah,
but
no,
you
I
bought
was
2.
planning ahead.
Oh, you were planning ahead,
I thought
alright,
I only had 6.
So
but anyway.
we go boom,
Yeah.
and we go boom. So
Like that.
first things first, I immediately take that.
You get 1 business opportunity.
Yep. And the business opportunity, I can either increase my
Influence, share price, or flip a cart over to a passenger car.
influence, share price. Or
Turn order does change, apparently. Oh, yeah, sorry. Yeah. Turn order does
Oh,
change.
yeah.
Purple before yellow. I said it doesn't change, but it does.
I am going to flip this,
Okay.
and the second one goes there.
Yep. So that costs you 8 effort, which is...
Boom, 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 boom.
Okay. That's the action done.
Yep.
Right, so my go.
So I didn't spend my 30 on that factory.
Right. Yeah, okay. Interesting. Just looking at this board, because this is a different layout to a two-player game. And we're using the fixed setup. If you played with random on here, it'd be quite different. I'm debating whether to build to Sopron, Hub City, or to Glognitz, because I just like the
Number
name.
3.
But
Well, it's got 3.
3
Oof.
business opportunities
Yeah.
is very, very tasty. But if I build to Sopron, then I can do what Rob's about to do, which is to build a factory and then deliver. But no, I think I'll do something different. So I am also going to build track. And I will spend the wood, the iron, and the stone. I will use 8 effort to build into WR Neustadt, which is +1 influence.
Nice.
And then I will build to Glognitz, which gets me 3 business opportunities. Now then.
Flexes his muscle.
What are we going to do with these 3 business opportunities? Am I going to go heavily into the shares? And I think the answer is yes.
Whoa.
1, 2, 3.
Look at this.
So my share price is now 130 with nobody wanting to buy them.
30.
Done. Yeah, done.
Okay. I'm going to order some goods, please. Now I can order in
3.
3.
can order in 3 goods.
I will have a wood, a stone, and an iron.
Let's have your hand.
Please. How are you? That hand. Okay.
That hand.
Yeah.
So you want a wood, a stone, and an iron. So that costs you 30.
Thank you.
And there you go there for next time.
Yeah. For
Okay,
next time.
done.
Yep.
Cool, cool. Back to me. Now I am building a factory. And funnily enough, I'm
building an
spending
iron factory.
30 building an iron factory.
Okay, so the iron factory goes on your player board.
Iron factory goes to my player board. One of these boys leaves here because although they've been used, you can do this for a
can.
factory.
It's going to come
And
with
he will
3
spawn
iron
with,
cubes.
got 'em here. 3 iron cubes.
Okay, where do you want to build the factory?
I could.
It doesn't actually matter.
Yep.
Because it's in your network.
I'm going to put it here.
Yep.
Right back at the start. So this chap here, and he's got 3 little pieces by him.
Yeah.
Bish bash bosh.
Now,
immediately,
you are going to do a free
I
action.
ship that for a free action from here to here, getting me 100 shiny pennies.
You get 100,
Lose the coal.
and you spend a coal to do that.
I spend that coal to do that, and then I shift that coal to there.
Yeah. Nice.
Boom, boom, boom. So I spent that 30.
Spend the 30, you've got
the
100.
100.
Nicely done.
Yep.
Right, me. I need to take a slightly different approach to earning money. Although I could still build a factory now. I just have nowhere to deliver it to.
Oh, and because I've hit the green and I've shipped and
Oh,
I've
yes.
hit the green,
1.
it's 1.
So green
the
goes
green
up by 1.
moves up
Thank
by
you.
1.
Well spotted. Yeah, I think I know what I want to do. And I think it is going to be to hire workers. So I've reached the blue city, so I can hire some workers. So I'm going to hire, I'm going to choose this column, and I hire 1, 2 workers. That costs me 30. I get 2 additional level 1 workers. Right. Done. Yes. I think.
Do I make myself go down to 0 money again?
What could possibly go wrong?
What could possibly go wrong? 1, 2, 3. Yeah. What could go wrong? Let's see if I can do this. Now the question is, if I got anything I could do on my last go, yeah, I could do 10, couldn't I, at the end, if it comes to it. Okay,
Yeah,
let's do this. I want to do something different.
Okay.
Okay. So I'm going to increase my influence, please.
How much do you want to spend?
3.
30.
Yes. Please.
So 1, 2, 3. Nice.
Yeah.
Rob, your last action of this round?
My last action, I'm going to jump to the ordering goods action, and I'm going to spend 30 to order 1 of each core good. Once we have available, we can ship in 3,
Yep.
and they'll arrive next turn.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
That's what I needed to do. I don't have the money. 'Cause I went and bought
my zero
went and bought some
zero
workers,
pile of
didn't I?
money.
Yeah. So, I think I'm going to be taking a contract. No.
Oof.
Because if I do...
You have to at least cover some you have to change some of your
No, I'm going to do
carriages.
it. I'm going to do it.
Wow.
I'm going to take a contract. I'm going to take a big one.
You'll need a train next time then.
I'm going to take this one. So it comes with 3 reservation tokens. So I now have no space for any goods. But it does come with 3 investors.
Oh yes. Oh yes.
And there is
Look
some
at this.
juicy money.
Look at that money.
Ah, that's what he's doing.
Look at that
Well,
money.
money.
Oh.
My action done. Here we go.
Okay. Well, I'm just going to take the 10.
Again, this is not a strategy video. This is 3 players experimenting to see what works and what doesn't work.
I'll take 10 gulden, please.
Take 10 golden. Right. Is anybody interested? No.
Nope.
Round 3. Phase 1. Take back hands.
And gain 4th hand.
And gain 4th hand. Phase 2, we don't have any goods arriving. Phase 3, everybody who's ordered goods gets them. If you know space for them, you throw them away. Phase 4 is income. I get 10.
20.
Rob, you get 10. No, you get 20 as well.
Yep.
Phase 5, workers that were not used, level up. Then everything refreshes. I have lots of level 2 workers. Phase 6 turn order is now yellow, purple, red. And phase 7, first action.
There's 4 of them.
Yeah, whether that was the right thing or not, but I have 130 cash there, waiting for me when I need it. Which would be to buy a new train. Yeah, just a shame I didn't do it in round 4. Get one of those really nice trains.
Okay, I'm going to build track, please.
Okay, spend a wood, a coal, a wood, a stone, and an iron.
Yep.
Build 2 pieces of track.
2 pieces of track.
Where are you going to build?
Right, so the first one I think is here.
That's 5 effort.
That's 5, and then I think I'm probably coming down. Oh yeah. Do I take the hit now? You can't ship to there. Oh, there's only the 2 of us there. I think I'll go this way.
Okay, so that's 8 effort in total. You don't get change when you spend effort, so you're going to have to spend 9 effort for the 8.
Yeah. 3, 5, 7, 9.
But you get 1 influence immediately.
Yeah.
And you got 1 business opportunity.
Okay, and I'm going to push my share price up.
Okay.
Once more.
Any other immediate benefits? Nope.
Nope.
Done. My go. So, I've only got 20 money. I didn't want to issue a share just yet, but I think I have to. Because otherwise, I'm not ordering any goods, I'm not buying any goods, and I can't actually do anything. So my first action, free action is I am going to sell a share. So that goes to there, and I get 130 cash. This is basically the opposite of what I did in the last game. Okay, so that was a free action. Now, I want to order in goods. And we can order a maximum of 4.
Mm-hmm.
So I will order 1, 2, 3, 4. Which go there. Cost me 40. Okay, I just need to make sure I bought a train before the end of this round. Otherwise,
going here.
Hiring workers.
Yep, I'm going to go to blue because I'm still above it. I'm only just at it, but
Yep.
there.
Choose
I'm
that
going to
colour.
spend 30 to buy 2 more basic workers,
Yeah.
and another 30 to buy the tunnel builder.
Okay, so that tunnel builder could have come from brown or blue, wherever, or green even.
I thought it has to be the one that I.
No, it can be any of them as long as your influence.
Okay, that's fine. I'm still sticking with that one.
Yep.
And they will go there.
So you now have a tunnel builder.
So that cost me 60 in total.
60 in total.
Yes.
Okay.
Back to you, Paul.
I'd like to recruit, please. And I'm going to recruit from the White City.
Which you can.
Which I can. And
How many?
I've only got 30, so I'm going to take 2, please.
2 workers from Ministereth.
30. Done.
Right. Well, I'm going to have to buy a train at some point, aren't I?
Down to 0 money again.
So I'll buy a train. Now, unfortunately, it's round 3.
You mean not round 4?
Exactly.
Yeah.
If it was round 4, I could buy one of the super trains. But I'm going to spend 50 to buy an IS5. So that comes with the coal, and it comes with 5 carts, and that's my go done.
Okay. I am going to lay track, and I'm going to lay 2 bits of track out this way for 6 workers in total.
6 effort.
6
Yep.
effort. Yep, boom, boom. And as an immediate free action, I sell an iron to here.
So you spend a coal.
Yep.
You deliver iron to Sopron. That gets you 100 cash.
Those are the resources to build the track.
Yeah.
That was the coal to ship. You get
100 cash. And the first cube delivered to Sopron moves its marker up by 1.
Yep.
You now no longer have access to Sopron.
Yep.
It's too good for you. That's you, Paul.
If I take a contract,
Yep.
and I take a level 2 contract, I need to use 2.
Yes. You cannot take a level 3 contract at this point.
No. So I could take a level 2, which would give me 2 investors.
It would. Which would allow you to sell a share.
I could sell a share, get some money. And the trains next time will be 60 for 6 chains. Okay, that's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to take a this one, I think. Yeah. I'm going to take that.
So
cover up
on the wood and stone tracks, please.
These 2.
10 and 10.
And like underneath them.
70 and 80.
Thank you.
That needs to go on the contract one, Paul, please.
You're taking a contract?
Yeah.
You took a level 2 contract, you've taken 2 reservation tokens, and you take 2 investors.
Take 2 investors.
There you go.
Okay.
Right, me. I did have a plan. I need to think about the 2 pieces of track I'm going to build next turn, and I've just noticed this has a crown on it. But actually, that's not too bad, is it? Right. Just give us a minute to look at the board.
Can you see how much the stone is worth?
70.
70, is it?
Yep.
Thank you.
70, 80. The wood is 70. I mean, the selling.
Sorry,
how much
80.
to sell
Is it
them?
80?
Yeah.
70,
So-
80 and 100.
Right, okay.
As the initial ones.
Yeah.
Right. If I go there and do that... Yeah, how much are workers now? 30. Wherever you buy them from, they're 30.
Yep.
Okay. And I've got to do this, otherwise I am pretty messed up. How many actions have you got left this turn, Roy? You've got 2 actions
2.
left
Yeah,
this
because
turn.
I'm going
haven't you?
last. Yeah.
You don't have any coal.
Oh.
And I do have coal. But what I don't have, I don't have access to any of the cities. So, kind of being a bit greedy waiting for that one. But that's fine. That's fine. One, two, three, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. Right. Have I got enough money to build a station? Do. I don't really want to build a station though. It's quite expensive. But if I don't build a station here, I can only go one way out of here.
That's right.
Yeah. Glognitz.
Yeah,
Glognitz.
Glognitz. Good old Glognitz. I'm thinking more than I did in the game this afternoon because I'm trying something different. I can already see that it's not working out as well for me as it did last time.
Well, you can see that my effort is exactly the same. I have zero money.
Zero money. So I got 2 actions left this turn. I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that, and I can't do that. So it's process of elimination. I don't want to do that again. So I think I will. I think I'll build a factory. So I'm going to spend 10 money, and I'm going to build this wood factory, which goes straight on my card here. I am going to use this worker, so it comes with 3 wood cubes, and I can put it wherever there is a factory space that's in my network. So we'll put it there.
Okay.
Oops. But unfortunately, I can't deliver this to anywhere because I'm not connected to any of the hub cities that actually want it.
Okay.
My turn.
Your
I'm
turn.
jumping into also building a factory.
Yep, I thought you might.
Which is there. I'm going to pay 10 to build the stone factory.
Going to build the stone factory.
Which is going to take this guy, who comes with
3 stone.
3 stone, who's going to drop here.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to immediately, as a free action.
You haven't got the coal.
Oh no, that's I think. Yep. So I'm not doing it as a free action.
Okay, all done. Last action of this round then.
Okay. I'm going to free action.
You're going to sell a share.
I'm going to sell a share.
You get 90 money.
90. 2, 4, 6.
Influx of cash.
8, 9. I'm then going to build a factory.
What are you going to build?
All building.
And I'll build a stone factory.
Cost you 10.
10.
So that can go straight on your card.
Yeah.
Which worker are you going to use?
And I'm going to use this worker.
So you get 4 stone.
4. 1, 2, 3, 4.
There's only one place you can put it.
Yeah, let's go there.
So that's it. So Vienna is now full of factories.
And then as a free action, I can
You're at
ship.
level 4, was he?
Yeah.
Very nice.
Yeah, coal.
Spend a coal to move
Ship
that stone.
one of those into
to
there.
Amstetten, getting you 80 cash and moving the influence of Amstetten up by 1.
Boom! Got some money!
There you go.
How about that?
Spend it all at once.
But I know I will.
Last action of this round is do I do it? Turn order next round is going to be the same unless something changes.
That's right.
Hang on. Is that right? How many workers did I have here?
I don't know.
Yeah, no, that's right. Yeah. I was going to say, did I take a worker from there? I think I did. The chat would be shouting at me if I didn't.
Yeah. Yeah, because you would have had 6.
I
You bought
had
2
6,
each time.
yeah.
I think every time someone's gone here, they bought
It's
2
been
workers.
Yeah. Oh, this is tricky. Do I really want to do that? I'm going to do it. It might completely backfire. Oh, in fact, no, I don't want to do it because that cost me an influence. Right. In which case, I think I might go here. And I'm going to spend 20.
Ooh.
Move to there.
Okay. My final action, I'm going to go to the pre-buy, spend 70 to buy 1 of each resource and pop on my dock.
So 10, 20, 40, 70, yeah.
10, 20.
10, 30, 50,
40,
70.
yeah, that's done, yeah.
You can buy a maximum of 4. Right.
Okay, so is that buying each time? So I could, if I did that action twice and pay influence, I could have.
Yeah,
so
that's the maximum
we can
number
have
you
in
can
there.
have on
Thank
your
you. Yeah,
land
so it's
at a time.
not maximum we can buy; it's maximum that can be
Yeah.
prepared for next time.
Okay,
Yeah.
so we move on to round 4. We all get our action markers back,
Okay.
including our
New one. So that's it. We're now up to
fifth and final
5.
one.
5 for the rest of the game.
Yeah. 2.
Gosh, 1 sec.
Phase 2, these goods arrive.
There's yours.
Phase 3, we all get the goods that we ordered. Phase 4 is income, mine is 10.
90, 20.
Phase 5. So
No, they go
move
across first,
then those
then
refresh.
these guys come down.
Yep. Phase 6, turn order.
Yep, yellow, purple, red.
Do you mind if I spend another 10? I meant to go first in turn order.
Yeah, go for it.
I'll go on.
That's what I meant to do.
That's completely destroyed my whole game.
Well, I went after you. So it didn't
Lots of
matter.
Mentovs there, eh, folks?
So, turn order. Right, actions. Now,
Yes.
why did I want to go first? There was a reason why I wanted to go first, and I think it was because I thought the wood was going to be cheaper, but it's actually not.
It's got more expensive
It's
now.
actually, yeah, it's actually not at all. So I think I'm going to build track. Because I have
You've got plenty of
so
stuff
much
there.
effort here.
Yeah.
And it's going to cost me one of them, one of them, one of them.
Yep.
This is where I'm thinking, should have built the station. Because all I can do is
Go in one direction.
go in one direction unless I join somebody else's route to somewhere else.
And then you pay 10 and you pay 10, is that right? Yeah.
So I'm going to go in here and I'm going to go here. So I pay you 10
Yep. Thank
for
you.
that, but I need to generate 7 effort, which is those 3, and I get 1 business opportunity and
Another one.
another business opportunity. Guess what that's going to be?
Yeah, I know what that's going to be. Look at that. Hey.
Done.
Okay. Well,
So you know if you've got loads and loads of eggs, right,
Yeah.
and you've only got 1 basket,
yes.
that's okay, isn't it?
The trick is pack
Yeah.
it in as much as
And,
possible.
you put all of the
Yeah,
eggs
put
in
all of the
there,
eggs in the one,
and then if you drop it,
and it's like,
then
yeah.
And then profit. Yeah, I remember the story.
that's the story.
Yeah,
Yeah.
feeling a little bit that way. So I actually need to go buy a train.
And you can buy an IS5
I
or
can
an,
buy-
an IS6 or an IS7.
I think I should be buying an IS7. So can you
The
buy a train?
action. Yeah.
Okay.
So you buy an IS7,
buy
costs you 70 money.
IS7,
Gets you 2 influence.
70. 2, 4, 6.
Comes with a coal and comes with 7.
6, 7.
Have you got enough train cars?
Yeah. Thank you. Comes with 7 of
I
these.
have to say,
So
whoever's idea
these-
it was, production, to have these with little notches on is really
Yes,
good.
Great
Yeah.
idea.
Because they just slot
Yeah.
together and don't move around
Yeah.
very much.
Okay.
Oh, Harold's in the chat. Welcome to Baden. This is where he lives.
Hang on, you've moved the... Oh no, yeah, Paul just jumped up on you. Yeah, that's why Paul's now ahead on that. Ignore me.
He did,
Ignore
yes.
me, ignore me.
Where have I just reached? Baden. Ah, right. That's that's where Harold lives.
What happened there? Why is my
You went up by
influence?
2 because you bought an IS7.
Oh yes. Oh, you see, I wasn't. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I wasn't watching that.
Sneaksy IS7s.
Nice. Okay.
Okay,
You're all done, Rob?
Yep, I'm done.
Yeah, so I am going to... First things first, I'm going to use that to sell one of these
To there.
here, getting me 80.
So you get 80 cash,
Nice.
and the influence of Sopran goes up by 1.
Yep. Then for my actual action, I'm going to buy a train for 70 and
You're
buy
buying
an
an IS7?
IS7 as well.
So you get 2 influence.
I also get 2 influence, and that comes with 5 cards. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Guess what I'm doing?
Yeah, contracts.
I'm taking a contract.
Yes.
I'm taking a big one.
You're taking a big one.
Oh
We have to make sure that nobody goes to Trieste now.
I'm taking that one.
You know, you have to go to Trieste to make sure you haven't fulfilled it.
Yeah. So I'm going to get 3 of these.
And that comes with a coal because it's a new train.
I got a coal new train. That's true. Thank you.
And I get 3 investors. And then as a free action, I'm going to sell a share for 240. Right, money.
Okay. I'm going to...
Oh, also as a free action,
Ooh.
because I can, I'm going to spend 40 money
to
here.
grab... Oh! Oof, that's tasty.
Okay, that gets me 2 business opportunities. The first business opportunity will be... I can't do that anymore. I've done that.
Well, you could take another contract, couldn't you?
I'm going to move that coal to here. I'm going to flip those 2 over. Okay, right. So that was my free actions all done. Oh dear. I'm nervous about this. I wasn't this nervous in the game this afternoon because I felt in control. In this one, not quite
Got a bit
sure
more competition.
what I'm doing. Well, no, it's the fact that I've taken the contracts without even thinking of the factories that I want to.
Right.
But nobody's getting anywhere near to Trieste, so it might be all right.
Not yet. I'm still milling around up here. I haven't even gone into the mountains yet. Yeah, so I'm looking...
There's the action that takes the units from the map.
That's that one.
Yeah, it's
You produce
maximum one per factory
free
we can
factory.
take. Yeah, thank you. That was it.
It's tempting. Okay, I think I'm just going to stack up ready for next turn. So I'm going to buy one of each, I think. How much is it going to cost me?
For one of each, they're all at 20.
3.
Now.
It's just
Coal
3,
at
isn't
10.
it? Just 3. I can just buy 3. So, can I have a coal, please?
10.
Yeah, if we can go over there for the purchase. 10. An iron.
Total of 30.
Yeah, and a wood.
Total of 50.
50.
Yep.
Yep, thank you.
Rob.
Yep.
And I can't build a factory, can I? Because I haven't got
There's
any
no
over
factory spaces available
No,
here.
no.
If you
Okay.
jump me onto the resource, I'm paying 20 to buy 1 stone.
An immediate stone.
An immediate stone.
Immediate stone.
Ooh.
There we go. Right.
It for my turn.
Okay, so I need to buy another train to give me space to have resources so that I can build more track. Yes, I think that's what I need to do. So let's build another train. Let's buy for 70 an IS7. Gets me 2 influence. Thank you, please. I'm done. I could have just upgraded.
Okay.
That would have been cheaper, but I've got the money.
I think I'm going to if I pay for me to move my share price up, it costs me influence.
Influence equal to the
Influence the,
yeah,
num-
so
the
it would
number.
cost you -3.
It'll take me 3 influence. Oh wow, it's not
Yeah.
just 1. Okay.
Business opportunities are the easiest way of doing it.
Yeah, I need the track to do that though. Okay, let's think about station, because I can't really do anything here unless I go down this way.
Yeah.
I mean, that's not too bad. One down there, one there, one there.
This is a bridge.
But that's a bridge. I need to get. I can get brown, can't I? 30 for the bridge engineer. I'd need extra stone.
One extra stone per section of
Per
track.
section of track.
Per section of
when you
track.
build the bridge. Yeah.
So I was going to use a produce to get the stone, which I've got one there, which is okay.
Where's these hood things? There's one there.
There, and there.
5, 8. I will have 8 next time. Yes, okay. I'm going to hire workers.
Okay, they're all available to you.
Yeah. And I think I will have I don't know if I want any more of these. I do want to build some factories, so they're currently 30, aren't they?
Workers are 30, wherever
30.
you want to buy them from. Yeah.
But I really want to buy. I think I'm just going to buy the bridge engineer, please.
From any of the colours? Do you care which one?
Yeah, I don't
Is
really.
it?
I don't really mind. No, thank you.
So 30.
I'm not mean like that one over there. That's 30. Yeah.
Hold
Okay,
on.
Rob.
I'm building track,
Yep.
and I pay you 10
Thank you.
because I'm building where you already are. I'm spending 8 workers, 8 point.
effort.
Yep.
Yeah.
My standard 3 resources, we're building 2 sections of track and an additional piece of stone because I'm building another
A bridge.
bridge. And I go first one
There.
here, so that gives me +1 on the influence
One
track.
influence.
That gets me there.
Yep.
I immediately play 50 cash as a free action to jump here, connecting me to here.
Yep.
Oh,
Gets me that,
2 business opportunities.
and I immediately sell my last iron for another 100 cash.
Where's the iron going?
All the way over to here.
Oh yeah, grass one.
look at that.
Yeah. I've missed that.
Burn your coal.
And my
What are you doing with your 2 business opportunities there?
typical opportunities
Wow.
are going to
Oh,
be...
that changes.
Yes.
Funds.
I'm going to do a double upgrade on this passenger train.
Maybe I should just kept quiet about this bridge stuff over here. Did you see that before I started talking about it?
Yeah, I was
sure you did.
I was working towards about the last 2 turns.
Yeah.
We're getting in there first. That means if you want to follow suit, you have to pay me.
I have to
rather
pay
than-
you to get there,
and it's a
don't I?
double 50. So it's,
And I can't ship down there now.
yep.
Yeah.
Right. Back to me.
Back to you.
I had my next 2 turns planned. It was ordering goods, maximum of 3. 1, 2, 3 for 60. Done. 110 in, take 50 out. And now, yeah, it's 50. It's 50 to you, isn't it?
50 to me. Anyone else who wants to use
Is
that.
it
Ow.
50?
Yeah.
Yeah. 'Cause it
Whoosh.
costs me 50 to go in. I've now got the monopoly. So if you want to also get in, you have to pay me off.
Yeah. Good play.
Okay.
Right, yeah. I think I know
Business
what
opportunities needed. I think I go that way. I think I go that way, and that way. I've bought the wrong engineer, but never mind. Yeah.
repaint him orange.
Yeah, that's right. I just
Send him back to school.
Let's paint him over. Let's build a station. If I build a station, it means I can come through this way, which gives me access to a factory opportunity.
Yeah, factory spaces.
Shouldn't really think out loud because
That's fine.
Rob's thinking there. Yeah, well, don't worry about that, Paul, because I'll be there before you get that. So, so I am.
Because I think I devalued factory spaces in the previous game, but actually factory spaces are really important.
It's tight.
Because Rob's got
There's
access to
Yeah.
4 factory spaces now, and I've got 1.
Yeah. Okay, I'm going to build a station.
Okay.
Which cost me 50, which is the whole of my money. This station had better pay for itself. That's 50.
In Amstetten.
In Amstetten.
Yeah.
Okay.
Increases your income by 10.
Yes. It's going to be sorely needed.
Okay. Rob?
Yep, I'm going to pay 80 to buy a wood, a stone and an iron. And ship to here.
So...
Oh, yep, sorry.
So, a wood, stone and an iron. So, yeah, that's 80.
Yep. Oh, that'll cost me 1 influence, won't
That'll
it?
cost you 1 influence.
Yep, that's fine. Not be doing.
Because you've already done that action once.
Yep, because I did the free action.
Already.
So there's the 80.
Alright, last actions for this round. It's... Yeah, I'm going to build a factory. Now, the only place I can build a factory is here, so the cost is actually 40. So I'm going to build an iron factory for 40. And it comes with... So that's going to go on there, and it comes with this worker, who comes with 4 iron because he was a level 3 worker. So I've got an iron factory here and a wood factory up there. Okay. Done. That's my last action done. Right, yes. I have plans.
I don't know if I got the right maths. It's 30. I don't need it for that. I don't need it for that. Sorry, guys. I'm just puzzling how I managed to get 2 pieces of track down instead of 1. It should be okay. And therefore, I can just use this for. I don't want to lose 3 influence. That's 1, 2, 3. It doesn't change things, does it? If I lose 3, or it does. It puts me behind. Rob.
Yeah.
Does if I lose 3. Okay. Okay. I'll take the 10, please.
10 ready?
Yeah.
Okay.
Thanks.
Rob, your last action?
Oh, yes, I can do that. I'm going to go to the taking resources off my own people action and take a stone off him.
Just that one?
That's the only one I've got. Yep.
Okay, right. Nobody's in Trieste, so we move on to round 5. Get all of our actions back.
Yep. 1, 2, 3.
Okay.
Thank you.
Goods. 2 more stone arrives. Makes it a little bit cheaper. We all get the goods that we ordered. We all get income. Mine is now 30.
Yep, 30.
Workers. Upgrade.
Oh, hang on 1 second. Income, I get 40. 10, 20,
Okay.
40.
Turn order. Doesn't change. Right, phase 7. Okay. Right, this is the round where I need to do stuff. And I need to hire workers. And the first thing I'm doing is I'm paying
Oh, sorry, these guys came down.
30 for this fella. He knows how to build tunnels. Am I paying... another 30 for another worker? The answer is yes. And I'll take it from the brown city. There we go. Done.
Okay.
I don't know whether that was the right move, but I've done it.
So is it worth me? So the question is, do I want the business opportunity or do I want the money from the stone? The stone is going to give me 80.
Yeah.
But if somebody builds another stone factory, then that's going to go down even more. So I might need to do that while I've still got it.
Yeah, it will go down to 70.
Yeah, I think I need to probably go this way. So I'm going to build some track.
Yep.
I'm going to use... no, I'm going to produce first. Yeah, I need to produce first.
So you're
sorry.
producing.
I'm producing. I've got a stone here.
Okay.
I should have bought it. I can put that right now, can't I? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm going to buy a single stone, please.
So you buy a single stone for 20.
20.
Okay. I'm going to build track. So I spend... Oh no, I've messed this up.
I'm not laughing, really. I can do that now.
Can't build a factory because I don't have any factory spots.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's see. So there. No.
Oh.
Oh.
I've messed it up. I'm 10 short.
I can loan you some money on high interest rates. So I got 50.
I can get around it by producing. It's a little inefficient, but it's probably the thing I need to do. So I produce, which means I get an iron, and I'll take the wood as well.
Right.
Okay, done.
Me.
Yeah.
You.
Okay, now I'm going to build some track.
Okay.
Thank you.
So one of each.
One of each. One
Except for coal.
And that. Okay.
You've got 15 effort points awaiting.
Yeah, I've got some. So I'm going to go, first of all, I'm going to put a piece of track down. So we're going this way round first. So that's 3.
3 effort points.
And that's 7.
7 effort points.
Yeah, not
3 of
efficient.
those.
Never mind.
You've got 1 business opportunity.
But 1 business opportunity. And for a free action, I can ship stone to there.
Gets you.
Costing you a coal.
Costing me a
Gets you
coal.
80 money.
80. 2, 4, 6, 8. Okay, and a business opportunity. I'm going to now. What is the one that bumps up this? Is the business opportunity? That's 10. That's to flip that over gives me 10. But this gives me that for -3. That's the one to do.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
All done.
Yep.
Okay, I'm building track. 8 points.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, and 2 tunnels.
You're building 2 tunnels.
Wow.
Got 2 bridges.
2 bridges. Yeah.
And we're going to punch through here.
Thought you might.
Yeah.
I thought you
Very
might.
nice.
Yeah. So you're 1 space away from Trieste.
Yep.
Whoosh. Wow.
Could be,
This could be this. Whoosh.
That would be bad.
Wow.
That would be very bad. So no immediate opportunities.
Nope.
You've no coal to do
But I have
the shipping.
But I have access to 4 more factory spots.
Yes. Right, now I can build track. 1 of each. And an extra orange. So I build there and then there. So that requires 7 effort, which is 6, 7. I get 1 business opportunity, which will be to flip another passenger car over, and that's it. That's not very good, is it? Yeah. Okay. Done. Oops.
Okay, I just realised, yes, because Trieste is hanging there. We've got to start fulfilling these contracts, haven't we?
Imminent.
Yes. So
I've not got any contracts.
So it doesn't matter.
So you could be
you could just end the
early.
game and stuff us with the contracts situation. So just in case he's feeling quite nasty, I'm going to build a factory. Not that I'm running scared.
Just remind me, what are the rules of taking the different sizes of contracts? So we couldn't take some earlier on.
You can take any of them. You've got to have space for the
to
tokens.
turn,
that was it. Okay.
turn the shields over.
That's just that.
Okay, can I build a factory, please? A stone factory.
Cost you 20. Well, it depends where you're putting it.
It's gonna. Oh, yeah, good point.
Has to be.
Has to be this one, doesn't it?
Yeah,
that one.
20. Oops.
20. That goes there. That can go straight onto there.
Which worker are you using?
And I'll use one of these dudes.
It comes with 4 stone.
Yep. Thank you. Got loads of stone. I just need to get down to Seltzal.
Seltzal. Yes.
Get some down there.
Okay. You done?
Yeah, I'm done.
Here's me, yep.
Yep.
I'm going to buy a contract, so I'll buy the one that's a grey and an orange.
So 2 investors.
Because you've already got that.
2
You've already got that
reservation
done, haven't you?
tokens. Yeah, it's done.
Yeah, done
Just
already.
move the things on it straight away.
Yeah, nice. Very nice.
2 investors. Boom. And yeah, I can just stick these boys straight down.
So, yeah, the problem is I need more investors now, but with the game ending imminently.
Well, if I have the resources.
That's the question. That's the question, isn't it? Because I wanted to take a contract. And
I'm
then
sure-
sell
Well, I need to take the contracts in order to
get the money.
because I've gone with the not shipping goods to the cities.
Yeah.
Well, I was going to try and get in here, and then Rob sneaked in.
This little red track's gone everywhere. Mind you, you've got a good section of the board down there.
It is, but I'm not connected there. That's the big
that's
problem.
the
Which means I haven't been able to get any money. So my money has come from this, which means I've had to take contracts. So, and I don't really want to take another contract now, but I need the money.
I might just hold on to my money if it's going to end.
I mean, I need to build another factory. So let's build another factory. Let's build another. I don't really need the wood factory now. Can't afford the stone factory because it's here. It's going to be 20. Is there any point in me building the coal factory when I can't actually get to anywhere? That's the problem.
Yeah, I mean, for me to... Yeah, I'm in the same situation because I need to build here
Yeah.
to actually do any shipments.
I'm going to have way too much wood. That's the problem. And everywhere wants the wood, but you can't use other people's tracks.
Can't you?
No.
What,
For
to deliver for delivering?
No,
Oh, you
no,
can't.
No, it's only your own tracks.
Oh, okay.
That's what I should be doing, is building along
Other people's
other
tracks.
people's tracks to get to those.
So you can
to
then
deliver
use
the
it.
goods. Anyway, I'm building a factory, and it's going to be... It's going to be a coal factory. So it cost me 20. I'm going to use this worker. And it's going to go here. And it comes with 4 coal. Yeah, I wanted it to be a stone factory, but I didn't have... hang on a minute. No, change mind. Not doing that. Undo that. Put that back. Instead, I'm going to take 10 money. Zip, zip, done. Have a drink.
Yeah, it's tense now because I don't know what to do now because if Rob does build
Well,
track,
you're all right.
you know,
If Rob gets to Trieste, you're all right. You're scoring 200 points.
yeah, that's fine.
You have to pay him
Rob can't put any more track down at the moment.
at the moment. He doesn't
and
have the
he doesn't have
resources
enough.
for it.
He has enough
Yeah,
How
money.
many workers you got
I've
left this turn?
certainly got into this
2.
turn. I've got 2 actions left.
Yeah.
40 cash in hand.
40.
I'm happy to share. 40 income. So yeah, I can't end it. Yeah, it's not in this turn.
Can't do it this
And
time.
the thing is, he could easily go here, buy a coal, and then deliver whatever to here. Because you've still got... You've only got a stone.
I've got
That's
a
all
stone,
you've got.
yeah.
Got a stone
you're
left, so it
almost
could
out
go
of-
there. So it could go there.
Yeah, you're
That
almost
makes
out of
sense to go
resources
to.
now.
Yeah.
And I need 2 turns. I need to build that, and get this guy in order to do
then
any
you can
shipments to
start
there.
ordering stuff.
So I think I'll order in
Mm-hmm.
some takeaway. No, some goods. Yeah. Quite expensive though, aren't they?
They are.
How much
Very
is it for? How much is it for?
Everything's coal is 20. Everything else is 30.
Coal is 20. I don't need the coal because I've got 1 coal. So I could get by with producing because I've got lots of this stone. I could buy an iron and a wood, and that would cost me.
Iron and wood is going to be 60.
Oh, that's a lot of money, isn't it?
It is. Produce your own is the cheapest way.
I know, but I've got to build a factory.
Yeah, and there's no space.
And
for
there's no
factories.
space for a factory anymore. Yeah, I need to be down here. So, yeah, I'm just going to buy it, please. Please, I'm going to
order in.
Order in. Not the stone, sorry, the iron.
Oh,
it was iron and
Iron and wood.
wood, yeah, please. So I
Okay.
can produce the other ones. Thank you.
Rob?
Okay.
Yeah, I could do with getting a contract, but gonna be broke for do.
Yeah.
Not going to be able to get 2 factories built.
I might have to take another one of these just to get the money. Because I need the money.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's basically, isn't it, 70 to get 240? Less 10%.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm just trying to.
It's only 10% off of 240.
Taking that. This is a free action.
It's a
isn't
free
it?
action, so you could do it 3 times.
I could take 40 cash as a free action.
Yep.
This is so different to our 2-player game.
It is.
It's very different at 3.
Yeah, somebody asked me this afternoon, does it work at 2-player? Because a lot of train games don't work at 2-player, and I was like, yeah,
Yeah, definitely.
it absolutely works
Definitely
at 2-player.
did.
I'm taking 40 by cash by selling a share.
Yep.
The action I'm taking is to place an order. So
Yep.
I'm ordering
So you
goods.
lose an influence.
Yep. I'm paying 60 for a steel and a stone. Iron and a stone.
Iron and a stone. Yeah. Right. So my last action of round 5 is going to be to build a factory, and it's going to be spending 30 to build the stone factory. Putting that on there, putting that on there, and putting 4 stone on there. Done.
Okay, my last action is to produce, please.
Okay. So all of your factories can be... Oh, you've done it before?
So I lose 1
You lose
influence. Yeah, okay. And I can produce 1 of each. So,
May you produce from each of your factories?
so I can produce 2.
No.
Can't produce
You
2
may
of these.
produce once from each of your factories.
So I can do that one and that one?
Yeah.
Okay,
Get 2
so I
stone.
can get 2 stone?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Okay.
Rob, your last action?
That's it.
My last action will be.
Yep. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Business opportunities.
If next round is the last round, I've got to use my 5 actions very carefully. Oh, how much influence would you like?
I'm paying 20 to go up twice, please.
Okay. Right.
Mm-hmm.
Is the game over?
Now clear of the 4.
No, round 6.
Factories.
Right, we'll get our workers back,
Yep.
or our hands back.
Oh, she's so good.
It's certainly interesting.
Right,
Now this
new
one's-
goods arrive. 2 iron arrives. We then get the goods that we ordered. We then get income, which for me is 40.
I get 40 as well.
I get 30.
Workers that promote, if any were used.
Yep.
I'm going to cheat slightly if that's alright. I was trying to be efficient last time. There's no point.
He's at it again, folks.
That goes down. Turn order does not change. Phase 7. Right, so assuming this might be the last round of the game, because Rob's got a coal and an iron, he could easily just buy in a wood.
Has it got a coal?
Sorry,
Stone
he's
and
got stone and iron.
And iron. And buy
So he
wood
could easily buy a wood and build there, game over.
and build that. Okay.
Right? Could easily do that.
Right, yeah. And he's got a lot of track out, so that would be a lot of money.
So based on the fact that that might happen, I need to build 3 factories.
That's all.
I have space for 1 factory,
Yeah.
and I only have 40 money. So therein lies the problem. Yeah, I'm just not I've got the coal, I'm just not delivering any goods. That's the big problem
Can I do it? Can I do it?
for me. Right, I am going to produce. So I go there, I produce stone from here, iron from here, and wood from here. Yeah, I've not forgotten about you. He's been there 30 years. He's done nothing. Okay, first action, done. Gulp.
Okay. Now. I need to yeah.
I'm biting my knuckles. I can't remember the last game I was actually biting my knuckles. I mean, I don't mind losing. I'm pretty sure what I've done here is not going to beat you. I just want it to work. And I don't want to get to the end and be completely screwed.
Yeah.
And it's
Yeah. Okay. Well,
Yeah.
what?
And Treat is an absolute monster to get to. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's that easy. Oh, it's 8.
Yes.
Yeah, but you've got 8.
Yes, I know.
Easy.
But I've had to be holding these guys there rather than doing other
Which means
stuff.
you can't-
Which means good.
Yep.
Yeah. Right.
But you don't need to build factories because you've only got 1 contract and you've done it. Have you only built 2 factories in the entire game?
Yeah.
What worked out for you is connecting to there and there and delivering the goods.
Delivering.
Oh, yeah.
Which
yeah.
is what I did in our game this
It
afternoon.
is. Yeah. And I was trying to learn from that, so at least I've done a
decided
couple
to
of
do the
deliveries.
opposite. I decided to do exactly the opposite of this afternoon and go with the shares and try and get my money that way.
Yeah, I just realised that in order for me to get that, I needed to have hired the
Yeah,
other
you need
chap.
the other engineer.
Okay, so I need to go hiring people first of all. So
Okay.
I'm going to hire.
You can hire from anyone.
Yeah, I can hire the engineer, please.
The tunnel engineer.
Tunnel engineer
For 30.
for 30. That's me.
Oops, almost
me done.
got 100 quid in there.
Oops. Okay.
Done? No workers?
No, I don't need any more workers.
I'm
now.
hiring workers.
You are
I'm going
hiring
to spend
workers.
just 30 to buy a generic worker from I don't know,
somewhere.
like I said, White. Just get me another guy into here.
Right. So, my second action. Is it going to work? Have I messed this up? Second action is to build track. I have 1 of each. We'll do that in a second. I think I finally managed to get into a city.
Wow.
That's 10.
You've got loads of coal.
That's 10 effort.
Do you have 10 effort?
I have.
That's
I
right.
have I've got 11. Yeah. So I spend all of that effort. I spend 1 of each resource. It's all normal tracks and nothing fancy.
Mm-hmm.
I have built the 2 track. No immediate benefit for here, but here there's 2 business opportunities. 2 new, all exciting business opportunities. I will flip over 2 of these.
Because at least you'll get that at the end.
Yeah, this is really restricting Because if I take another contract,
Yeah.
it's really restricted. And as a free action,
You take another contract.
finally, I'm going to spend a coal.
Yes.
Now, what am I going to ship?
What have you got?
Well, iron's worth the most.
Is it? Oh, iron
Yes,
is,
with
yes.
iron,
It's
yeah.
100,
Iron's
yeah.
always worth 100.
Yeah. Have you got iron? You've got iron.
What's Rob got? Rob's got stone.
Yep.
You've got iron.
He's
Well, you want to
he's
stop.
got everything.
You're
Well,
probably
stop
going to
Rob.
produce, aren't you, to get that stone to be able to build the
He's
gun.
got one.
But you haven't got the wood.
Can reduce that.
I mean, stone's not worth as much as the iron, but I'm looking at what I've got on the board. I don't think I need the 2 iron. So I think it's going to be the iron. The iron's going to go there. So I get 100, and the brown city goes up by 1. And I got 100.
Okay. Did you spend your coal? Yeah.
I spent my coal from there.
Yeah.
Okay. Do I want to do any other free actions? I can't do any other free actions, so I'm done.
Okay. Now, I also need to buy. Iron because I haven't got enough iron. Because I need an extra iron for this, don't I?
Hang on. Just bear with us a minute. I might just do a sneaky, slight tweak to... Yeah. Just going to undo that. I'm not building to there. So I'm not flipping 2 of those.
Take it back.
I'm building to there instead. So that only cost me
Just gives you a
7.
factory. Gives you your last factory needed.
Okay. So I've done that. I've undone that. I'm still delivering the coal.
The iron, you've still paid the coal.
I'm still delivering the iron, but now what I'm doing is I'm spending 30 as a free action and getting that.
Okay.
Yeah, because there's a factory spot there, a factory spot there, a factory spot there. Yeah,
Okay.
there wasn't enough factory spots otherwise. Okay, thank you.
I need to buy the iron, I think.
For immediate delivery,
I need extra iron for that,
You do,
don't I?
yeah.
Yeah, for immediate delivery, please.
30.
Thank you.
Rob?
I am going to build a wood factory for 10.
Build a factory for 10.
Okay, that's him. He's coming off.
Comes with 2 wood.
2 wood. And I'm just going to pop it here. I don't think it... Yeah, that's okay.
It's in there.
Oops, sorry.
Oh. That was there.
Top.
Where's my wood factory? Oh, there we
Put it
are.
there. You don't have the coal to deliver it straight away.
No.
Okay. You're done?
Yep.
Me, as a free action, I'm going to spend a coal to deliver that wood to here.
Okay.
Getting me 70. And moving this up by 2. So that's my free action. My actual action is to build a factory. Now I could build there for 30,
30,
there
30.
for 40,
Yeah.
or the price that it is on there. So I will build a wood factory for 20 and put it gosh. take that one. So how much was it? It was 20. So I'll build it in there. It comes with 4 wood. And the workers come off, and that's gone on there, and I'm done.
Okay. I'm going to build some track at last.
Yay!
Okay, so I'm going to use my my bridge engineer. No, tunnel. This is the tunnel. Tunnel. So I need
one of each
one
plus
of
an
each
extra orange.
plus an extra orange. That's it. One of each plus an extra orange. That goes there. Take that.
So, 2 business opportunities.
2 business. That one. As a free action.
Do you want to do your business opportunities?
Business opportunities. Yeah, can you remind me what I can do this?
Share price, influence, or passenger car.
Passenger car. 2.
2 of them. Okay. And then are you doing a free action to
I'm
deliver
going to do a
something
free
to
action
Selthal?
I'm going to deliver some stone.
So you spend a coal, deliver a stone there, gets you 60 money, and Selthal is white, so it doesn't actually increase. The first delivery does not increase the city's influence.
Okay.
Okay. Rob.
Okay, I do a gather resources action and take a stone
So
and a
your
wood.
cities are producing. Okay. I'm going to build a factory. So I spend an influence because I've already done that before. I'm going to spend 20 to build a coal factory. I'm going to use this one. And then I'll use this one.
Oh, I needed to generate.
I'm going to put it...
7.
Oh, you did? Yeah. I'm going to put it on there. That gets me 3 coal. Right. Now then. Do I want to do that, or do I want to do that? I mean, the key to this city is actually only worth 60 at the end of the game. Whereas selling a stone is also worth 60, but this might go up. In fact, it probably will go up, won't it? Yeah, the next one's going to make it go up. So I think that's what we want to do. I am going to, as a free action, I'm going to use a coal to deliver that coal to there. So that's the third cube delivered, so it goes up by 2. And with the first coal delivered, gets the gold key. I have the gold key, which is worth that amount at the end of the game.
Oh.
And the silver key is worth
the little number.
The half value.
round up. Yeah. And the same player can't have 2 keys.
Yep.
I can't build a factory because I need to build track to get to the factory spot. Well.
Yeah. Wow.
Wow. Yeah. It's expensive down on the market.
I mean, all of this
It's
might dissuade Rob
expensive.
from ending it this round.
I'm just working that out.
Because I'm going to get...
Because you're going to get 590.
Although I'm going to have to pay you a lot. I'll probably have to pay you... Now, we'll just check that.
Yeah.
Is it 20 per contract that I have to pay you?
Or 20 per track.
Or is it 20 per track? So, for each contract card you have fulfilled, either get the value or pay the value. And then if your railway network is not connected to Trieste, you must pay other players for using their track to fulfill your contracts.
Mm-hmm.
So I pay you for borrowing your track no matter how many contracts I have. So I would basically pay you 40. I'd pay you for that and that.
For the 2 tracks that you needed.
For each connection that you traverse, you must pay the track owner 20 guldens.
Okay.
So yeah, we'll have a think in a second.
I'm going to take 10, please.
10 money.
Because I also get 100 odd for just building there because it's 10 per track.
Oh, you get 10 per track, yeah.
You done?
Yeah.
I'm actually taking the buy action buying. Oh wait, no, I can't do that. Okay, need to quickly pause.
Bankrupt.
Big pause.
Oh no. About at the track building action,
Yep.
and I'm going to build there and there. That is going to trigger the end game.
At the end of this round.
Yeah.
Yep.
I will get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I'm going to put 11, so I'm going to get 110 from that.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to get another 70 for, around 160 cash in hand at the end. End game scoring.
Yeah.
We do our final, we do income again.
You would do income again, doubled if you've got this.
Yep. And then
10 per good that you've got on your board.
Yep.
Not counting anything here.
Yep.
Keys.
Point where we are on that track.
And at the moment we're all getting 100 for this. So if nothing changes here,
100 of these.
we're all getting 100.
And
No.
our influence, it's just in location to them.
It's just where we are compared to these.
Okay, and then it's going to be. So do we add up our total cash and then we subtract?
And then we subtract 10% for each
Okay.
investor.
So how much cash has everyone got right now?
Okay, I'm on 80.
I have 140.
140. You're going to gain.
Well, I'm going to have to buy another coal factory.
Yeah, which is going to be another
Which
minus
is another
20.
No, in fact, there's only one place it can go there, so it's actually going to be 30.
30. Okay. Or 40 over there. So yeah.
Yeah.
You have to pay me 40.
Yep.
You have to pay me 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 100.
I'm in the red.
Oh, because you're
Because I'm right up the top. I'm just stayed. I stayed down.
What time is it now? 20 past 10. So 2 hours 20 minutes ago, I said, collectively, we're building from Vienna to Trieste.
I probably missed that bit.
I think we are going to trigger it. So we're going ahead.
I think people in the chat are a bit surprised
Yeah.
that because people in the chat have played this a lot, and I don't think they've ever seen it end on round 6.
I want to see what happens.
Maybe not,
Because I was pushing it to hope we destroy and catch with at least one of them. I think you've managed to avoid it.
That's what I've been.
Whether it's going to balance it, I don't know. Because
Yeah.
I'm going to get a lot of cash from this. What I'm about to do.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So I'm going for the track build.
Yep.
Yep. If nothing else, it's a chance to see the game ending in a different
Well,
way.
exactly.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
And we got time for another game.
Yep. 1, 2, 3, and a bonus one for going.
I'll get Vicky to
through
join
there.
us. She'll love this. We'll play 4.
So I'm building 2. One goes over here.
which is going to cost you 4 effort.
Yep.
That's going to cost you 8.
No, sorry.
You can't build 2,
Yep,
can you?
just going over there.
Just
Let's do
there.
the 8. Yep.
8 effort.
8 effort. Right. I have 10 bits of track on the map.
You get
1,
100.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
When you, yeah.
I get 100.
You get 100 immediately.
And we now know the game is ending at the end of this turn.
It is.
Okay, everyone's last action.
Well, I'm building a factory, which means I have to move down 2 on the influence, because I've done that action twice before. I spend 30 because I'm building in there. But that goes on there. And then I'm using that one to go there, which comes with 4 coal. Wow, look at all this coal. It's crazy. Now, can I deliver anything?
How about a second
I
coal?
can.
You can't deliver a second coal, can you?
I'm going to use a coal to deliver this stone to here.
Nice.
Okay, now what that does is it gets me 60 and moves that up by 1. Which means my key's worth a bit more.
A little bit more. Very nice.
Okay.
Well, I'm just going to try and get money because I've got a big debt coming. I've got to pay huge amounts to get my contracts
spending an
through.
influence to get 10 money? Is that what you're doing?
I was just going to spend a hand to get 10 money.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So, but
so
you're already
not
there,
influence.
so you have to...
Oh. Well, that's still okay, though,
all
isn't
right.
it?
We're still
That's
okay.
still okay. That's still
Yeah,
okay.
look at this.
Wow. Okay, that's still okay.
Rob.
I'll get 10.
Yep. And there's no... our positioning means nothing as well. So, okay. Right. My final action is...
Turn order might be a tiebreaker at the end of the game. Do you want me to check?
That's okay.
Yeah, but I want to know. The player with the most money wins. There's no tiebreaker rule. Seriously? There's no tiebreaker rule in the
I
game.
will jump on to
One with the longest
buying
string.
goods. I'm just going to buy a coal for 20.
And then use it,
Then
presumably.
use it to ship my wood from here. to... That will jump that up by 2.
Which means we'd all lose the same amount of money.
We'd all lose the same amount
which is
of money.
fine.
Yeah,
But
so
what you don't want to do is you don't want to put it... Oh, you can't put it there anyway.
green, I think. I'll stick it over here on the green because that doesn't affect... Yeah, keeps it the same.
Okay, so that moves up to there. And
I
you get...
70.
What was it? Wood? 60.
Yeah. Oh, 60 now, okay. That cost me 20, yep, so then I get 60 back. Right.
The game is over in round 6.
Trees have been reached. Whether that works or not, I don't know.
Okay, so end game scoring. Collect income.
So, 40.
2, 3, 4, 50 for me.
Sell all your goods on your trains in your warehouse. I've got 1. Sell that for 10. What about all this coal here? All this wood here? I've got millions of stuff.
Yeah.
Cash out your city tokens. I have the large key. It is worth 90. I will take 50, 70, 80, 90. Earn money based on how many of these you... We all get 100.
Yep.
Nice.
We'll still pay him out. I've got my 100 here.
Can I have 100, please? I haven't even seen
Actually,
one yet.
it does matter because you're losing more than me.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
Right. So, if nobody has connected Vienna to Trieste, all contracts are worthless. Skip this step. Otherwise, right. So I'm going to put 10 in and take 600.
Okay.
You get 200. And Rob,
I'll put in 20 and take 200.
You get 180. Right.
So I can have my 200, please. I've got very limited bank over here.
Right. So, Rob, your railway network is connected to Trieste. You don't have to pay. Mine isn't. I have to pay you 40.
Yep.
Right. Now
then.
Here we go. Find the city in your network that is the fewest connections away from Trieste following any player's connections.
Following any players.
It's going to be this one. It's going to be 5.
It's this one.
Wow.
Was that 4? And was it 1?
It's that one,
1, 2, 3. No, it's still 5. Yeah, it was 5 to there. Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
3, 4, 5. So it is that one.
It is that one. Okay.
And then trace a path along the other player's connections from that city to Trieste, following the path with the fewest connections.
Yeah.
At each city along the way, if there are multiple shortest paths, you have to follow the connection out of the city that belongs to the highest influence player. So everywhere you go, I mean, it doesn't matter. In this case,
We're all the same.
it's 100 to Rob.
Yeah.
But if 2 people were here, it would be Rob, and then here you would look at whoever's
on there, yeah.
and pay them.
Yep.
So in this case, it's
100 to Rob.
Yeah.
To me.
Count your money, and then I'm minusing 20%.
Yep, I'm minusing 10%.
Right, I have 960.
Okay.
300.
960.
You are losing 192.
I'm 192.
Yep.
300.
So it's 960 minus 192. Somebody can tell us in the chat what that is.
768.
Okay.
If someone can confirm my maths for me.
Yeah, somebody can confirm that. 960 minus 20%. Somebody in the chat will put it. Paul, do you want to do yours?
Yeah, I'm 350 minus 35.
10%. So yours is 315.
315.
Rob?
Okay, so 100, 200, 300, 500. I think you've got this, Paul. I've got 600 exactly. 600 minus 10%, 540.
Right, so Rob got 540. So, right, there we go. So 768.
Wow.
Is that what I said?
Yeah.
Yeah, good. The old brain's still working. I was hoping you managed to get both of them.
That took more effort than I've put into probably any other game that I've played this year.
Yep.
Just working out, my God, the game's going to end 2 rounds early. How do I get all of these factories?
You managed to get that done.
And thank you for the undo there.
Yeah.
Because I suddenly realised I needed to buy that to get that access to those 2 factories there.
So if we hadn't,
it was
you would have lost
absolutely spot. I'd have lost. Yeah, I'd have lost huge amounts.
A chunk.
Yeah.
Huge amounts. But there you go. There is a game that's ended on round 6.
Most of your points was 600 points. That's so 2/3 of your points was from those 2 contracts.
Yeah.
You hadn't managed to get both of them down.
I was trying to avoid. I was
to the
almost
wire.
taking another contract to get the investor to sell it for 240 and just lose the 90 points. And in fact, that actually would have been worth it.
Would have been okay.
That would have been an extra 100 cash, but I didn't have any drag. I used to use every single action.
Yeah.
Just
Right.
one more I could have blocked him. So.
Before you disappear, a couple of things. Thank you very much to Capstone Games for sponsoring this video. So, because it's a sponsored video, I can't give you my honest opinion about the game because that would be wrong. So, what do you two think?
No, I definitely like it. I'll play this again. I think I'll play this a lot. I went for that from the start. I wanted to see what would happen.
Delivering multiple goods, yeah.
The going for Trist.
Oh, right, okay.
When I saw you going for them, I thought I'm going to try and rush it.
You have to.
Yeah. But yeah, it's just I didn't think. You right down to the wire there.
I was going to do it.
Pull that off. So I'll be interested to see how this plays when you do the random setups for replayability.
Yes.
So to avoid the situation of
which route to
like everyone because of this you're always going to go there then there but there.
So the routes will still be the same. The hub cities will still be the same in the same locations, but the details of these will be different.
And that's what I mean. So some of the values will be changed around, stuff like that. So
where the factories are is key.
That's what I think could be interesting.
There's a lot of factories right down there. Look.
Yeah. Now, Rob, it's fair to say that you have played a lot of train games, ranging from simple little train games right through to
18 FL all the way up to a lot of the big ones.
Yeah.
It's not a 18XX game. There's no stock market manipulation. It's different to that. It's a really solid. My perception is it's a really solid Euro worker
action
selection game with a train element of map control.
Yeah.
So I really like it. Really like the theme. Theme's really interesting, and the mechanism seems to be really strong. And the fact that we were so close to the wire all the way through the actions suggests they've got the balance of actions right.
What I found from when I read the description of it, it sounded like it was too much. The description of the game sounded like, you're building a route. Right, okay, right, I get that. You're building a route, and you're building through cities that give you bonuses, right? And, you're also building factories. So while you're doing that, you're also building factories. And you're also delivering goods from the factory. But you can use your factories to produce goods. Or you can use them to deliver. And by the way, you've also got share price. And I'm like, it sounds like they've gone a bit...
so much.
From just reading about it. Yep. Having now played it 3 times, it's fine.
It's good.
It all fits.
It makes sense. It makes sense.
And also someone pointing out, I shouldn't have ended it. Because of the position Paul was now in, if I didn't, he would. Yep. Paul's score was just going to get bigger at this point.
Would it?
I think it would.
Yeah, I think so.
I'm not sure.
Because you could have gone here again.
Look at how many workers I've got.
Yeah,
if you hadn't have ended it, and I was hoping you did, I'd have been screwed going into round 7. Yeah. I got no workers.
Yeah.
Now, I do have lots of factories.
Stuff out there, yeah.
So I could have produced from my factories, but I couldn't.
As I say, you've got the cash, and also it's then just a case of, do I still try and plug into Trieste and then you can get huge points, or do I not? In which case, I've got no points either. So
I would have taken another contract,
and
then sold the share immediately, and that would have got me an extra 100. Yeah, and I probably could have produced from my factories. So Paul, you've played it for the first time this afternoon.
Yep. Second time today.
So
it's heavier than I would normally play.
Yeah.
But because of the theme, it's easier to understand.
We were talking about this earlier, wasn't we?
I think the theme does make some sense. It's not just pushing cubes around.
Even though you literally are.
Even though you are pushing cubes around. But you are doing it for a particular reason, and the reason is thematic. So you are you're using coal to fire your engine, to be able to move around. You're using the goods that you produce, which is really good. I suppose I should have listened a little bit more when you said we are actually going to Trieste.
You don't need to.
But that aside, it's really good. There's lots of options. I think the fixed layout, all right, I mean, for the 3-player, having these factories right down here means that you've actually got to get quite a way down the board if you're going to start building factories, which I didn't really look at the map to see that.
There's a factory there where Rob built. That's the thing.
Yeah.
Rob went for those spaces early, which were straight away factory spaces, which you then didn't actually build in.
Yeah, I got a decent amount of cash is the problem, but it was tying up my workers, so I ended up sort of quite limited in my worker pool here, and I don't know whether that was will that end up hurting me in the long term, because I never gave him a chance to get all the way up to here. So rather than being able to build more factories here and then do a push GS with getting some more of them, it's like, if I do that, I haven't got the workers to... So maybe rather than me pushing for it...
It's the balance of workers, factories, and the workers that you need to build the track, but you need the factories for a few... I don't think you can constantly keep buying stuff.
I did that because I didn't have the factories.
You ruin a bit?
It's too expensive.
Yeah, I think possibly using that early on, but then when you're getting towards here, the cost is just getting too high.
Okay, when we've finished the stream, we're going to have a look through the random setup rules, because as well as the fixed setup, which is recommended for your first game, there's a slightly variable setup, and then in the back, there's an even more variable setup. And I just want to have a read through them and see...
we can look at the map so it plays out.
And have a look at the map and see how they would be. But anyway, we are...
Excellent.
We are all done. Thank you very much to everybody for joining, and again, thank you very much to Capstone Games for sponsoring the video. These videos are also only made possible thanks to the support of the Patreon campaign, so if you enjoy the content that I create, I don't have the little thing on screen at the moment. No, my countdown to 800 is not on screen at the moment, but I am doing a Patreon drive this month to try and get to 800 supporters. So if you do like the content that I create and you find these videos useful, please consider supporting me over at patreon.com/gaming rules, and I will be back tomorrow with Concordia Solo. I'm doing Concordia Solo while Vicky's going shopping tomorrow. And then more videos next week and the week after. There'll be a lot of videos from now to the end of the year. It's going to be exhausting, but it's going to be fun. Thank you very much to you two for joining me.
No, thank you very much.
And thank you to everybody for watching. Take care. We'll see you all next time. Bye-bye.
Bye.